Welcome to What's Your Story Africa podcast. My name is Catherine Mwangi. This is the space where we host people, individuals, communities that are doing meaningful and relevant work in the continent of Africa. Today we have a guest that I have particularly been looking forward to this conversation because he's actually, I think, the youngest we've had, who is doing incredible work in this continent, and he doesn't stop. My guest is someone working at the intersection of trade, enterprise, and Africa's evolving economic architecture. Through his work with Real Sources Africa and his broader engagement within the continent's trade ecosystem, he has spent years thinking deeply about how African businesses grow, connect, and participate more meaningfully in global markets. Felix Chege, founder, CEO, Real Sources Africa. Welcome to What's Your Story Africa.
Thank you so much.
Are you seeing how we are rhyming? Real Sources Africa, What's Your Story Africa?
I think it's a match made, yes, match made from heaven. Or what
Match made in heaven.
We're here.
I like that. Yeah. But you're most welcome. Thank you for making time.
Thank you so much for the invite.
Yeah, so I never start with this segment. So today I want us to start with a quick fire segment. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, I like that. Oh, anyway, I will be telling you more about his story. I said he's the youngest. You just have no idea how young he is until you just marvel at the wonderful things he's done so far in his life. Coffee or tea to start your day?
I do coffee, black.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know, every wealthy man I have met at interviews such as this, let me clarify, takes black coffee without sugar.
Yes.
You do?
Yes, without
So it's
sugar.
a rich man thing, eh?
I think it is.
It is. Black coffee without sugar.
Yeah.
Okay, name one African country you love visiting for business.
I'd give Rwanda.
Rwanda.
Because I'm more or less in the tech space.
Okay.
And there's a lot that they're doing in the tech space that I'd say works for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
One African country you love visiting for leisure?
South Africa.
Oh, yeah. We're together over there.
Yeah.
South Africa, yeah. A book that has influenced the way you think about business?
The Art of War.
Sun Tzu. Oh, my Lord. I should have known. Wow. Okay, so you're a warrior. Okay, The Art of War. Are you an early morning worker or a late night owl?
I'm a late night owl.
Really?
I can go up to 3 a.m. in the morning. Yeah.
Sleep eludes you, eh? When
Kinda.
when you're busy building this continent, why do you need to sleep, eh?
What happens is that when you take hold of an idea and you want to run with it all the way to the end,
Yeah.
and sometimes you run with it all the way to midnight, past midnight, you're still not yet cracking it, and then you'll just black out somewhere in the middle of that.
And yet you're here so early today. What time did you sleep yesterday?
2 a.m.
2 a.m.?
Yeah. No, this
Wow,
morning.
and you don't even have eye bags.
I'm quite used to it.
No. You're young. You're still young. There's no way you would have eye bags for me. So forgive me, my dear audience, for forgetting that little fact.
It's not that bad. I'm old enough.
You've already said Rwanda. The best business advice you've ever received?
The best advice I'd say, an old man once told me, if a door is locked, try and get a window. If there is no window, try and create your own door. But if none of them is existing, just blow up the whole thing.
Who said that to you?
A gentleman, once in my early ages in business, I met this guy who was a doctor. And he had just started up a small business. And nothing was working. And he was busy trying to make things work with no capital, with nothing. But he always kept on telling me, just start with what you have. Yeah. And he kept on pushing, and he built a part of my early life in business. But most importantly, also, I come from an entrepreneurial family, and I've seen my parents try and make things work in places that didn't look possible.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I drew much of my inspiration from.
Yeah. Let's segue into the parents, because that was my next quick fire question. One lesson that you draw from your mom?
It's like it's never meant to be easy. And my mom always tells me that in the biblical story, when we always say Solomon was the wisest person.
Yeah.
But wisdom was not poured on Solomon as the way you can pour, oil or porridge on someone's head and then you say they are wise. Challenges or situations are thrown to them. They sharpen them. And that's why we always say they were wise. So one of the biggest lessons has been challenges are meant to break you and remodel you again to something bigger, better and bigger.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And from your dad?
My dad was very tough.
Okay.
Extremely tough.
Do you take after him or your mom?
I take much from my mom.
Oh.
From an entrepreneurial perspective.
Okay.
But from my dad, I took discipline. My dad was a cop.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
And my mom was a teacher.
A teacher?
Yes.
Okay, that's a
turned entrepreneur.
Yeah, it's a combination.
Yes.
Okay.
So my dad taught us a lot of discipline.
Yeah.
And a lot of schedules. You do things at a specific time in a specific way.
Yeah.
When you're growing up, having a clean shirt and a clean shoe was mandatory.
Yeah.
And we grew up with that particular kind of discipline all the way up.
Yeah.
Keeping time, keeping your word, being able to not give up, and the resilience part of it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're the last born in a family of?
7. I'm the last stubborn one.
You're the last stubborn one.
Yes.
I like someone who knows actually what their values are. Not values, their, what do you call it? Character traits are.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people have this perspective that stubbornness is a bad thing. But I think stubbornness has contributed greatly to where you are now, hasn't it?
I'm extremely stubborn.
Which month were you born?
March.
So why are you stubborn then? Wait, this is your birthday month?
Yeah, my birthday was last week on Sunday, 8th of March.
8th of March?
Yes.
Hey, happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Elizabeth should have told us it was your birthday. So Elizabeth is our colleague. Let me put it this. She did not tell nobody. So how old did you turn?
I turned 29.
29?
Yes.
See, my wababas on this set now can agree that this is the youngest guest we have had because wow. Yeah. Okay, so let me see where to start your story. You said you come from an entrepreneurial background, and I want us to start right from you finish high school, and you have to make the decision on whether you want to go to university or not, and your decision was?
No.
Okay.
I got done with my high school. My parents had given this promise that once you're done with your high school and you get good grades, we're going to figure out a way to have you become a pilot. And I really was obsessed about becoming a pilot. I would always, have these pictures everywhere about planes. I'd always have these pilot shirts with me. I was so passionate about being a pilot.
Yeah.
So they told me that for you to get a good admission into a good flying school, get good grades, went studied hard, got some really good grades. From there, my parents came back and told me, no, you have good grades and actually you qualify to become a government-sponsored student. So the whole aspect about aviation started becoming a bit tricky.
Yeah.
And there was this auntie of mine who came up with this idea that, being a pilot ni kama kuwa dereva. It's like being a driver. So if you don't have a degree, you're just a driver.
Yeah.
And I remember I should make an example. In Swahili saying, tofauti ya mtu ya pikipiki na mtu ako juu ni nini? Huyu anaendeshea juu, huyu anaendeshea chini. And So they all came up and said, you know what, you have to get a degree first, then we can talk about aviation.
Yeah.
So I got admitted at Masinde Muliro University of Sciences and Technology. And I studied a Bachelor of Commerce, specialty in operations, information systems management. And when I got there, initially, I was not that happy
Oh, why is that?
because I really wanted to be a pilot. And back in my high school days, I was really good at business studies. When I was doing my KCSE, I remember I did that whole paper in less than an hour and slept because I was so sure. And to me, there are only two subjects. It was mathematics and business. The rest did not make sense to me.
Yeah.
So I didn't see myself becoming an entrepreneur because for me it was not a challenge. It was something that was easy for me. And just to go back, my first pitch of business proposal, I was 10.
10 years old?
So I went and drew a car wash.
A car wash?
With some very nice refrigerators there, Coca-Cola written, very nice lawn, places where people could come, have a drink, get their car washed. So I approached my mom and told my mom, I think you're spending a lot of money in my education. If I calculate the amount of money you're paying in school fees and the amount of money we can make if we were to put up this car wash here. And I drew it very well. I did some few numbers there, told her now, we can make X amount of money. So if you can consolidate everything that you will spend in my education and you invest in this particular car wash, we will be millionaires in very soon.
And you were 10?
Yes. She looked at me and told me it's a brilliant idea. It's a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
So what we'll do, we will start it next term. So this term, let's finish this term. The next time we'll figure out a way to make this business of yours work. Because if she said no, and now I would have gotten some motivation to try and figure out a way to be more stubborn and try it
So
out.
she knew you. She knew she's a
me.
mom. Yes.
So, but basically, when I got into Masinde Muliro, so my parents tricked me a bit and told me that you just go as we figure out a way to see how you can do both.
Yeah.
But you first start the degree because the reporting timelines and the dates are already there. So you just go. Then we'll figure out a way you can do both. So when I went in there in my first year, I knew I'm becoming a pilot. So this for me was not relevant. So I missed so many classes. I would miss so many classes. I know I'm becoming a pilot.
Yeah. So why are you going to class anyway?
So why am I going to class anyway? This is. But nevertheless, if there's one thing I was so sure about, is that I don't want to be employed. That's something that was very clear from all the way. I knew employment was not my thing.
Yeah.
Because I knew I was going to get fired the following morning. Because every day I look at something, I'll try and get 5 ways to make it better.
Okay.
Or to try and reorganize everything.
Yeah.
To try and see where the gap is. And that always got me in a lot of trouble. In the whole, first year, my mom wanted to keep me in school. Because I kept on asking every week, when are we starting?
Yes.
Now, a friend of mine came up and told me, there's this route where students normally use when they're going to their hostels. And I would sit and see, at any given moment, there are an average of about, say, 100, 200 guys passing that route every hour, and they're all students. So it's an opportunity to put up a small restaurant there. I'll do my fries, I'll do my sausages or smokies there. And I thought this is not a bad idea.
Yeah.
So we went in, looked for a space, the space was available. And I called my mom and told my mom, you know what, now, because you're not, I don't believe you on this aviation story, I've got an idea. There's a place I can set up, a place where we can sell the fries, sausages, just small In other words, a small kibanda there, we can sell some of these things.
In campus.
I told her that the population of people passing through that route, on an average day, they can sell maybe 100 of them, each going for 30 to 50 shillings. So I told her there's a business model here.
Wow.
And I come from the Nyandarua County, so viazi and potatoes.
They'll be finding in Masinde Muliro.
And actually, I was telling her, you just put them in a matatu and send them to me, and it is business. So no capital injection.
Is that what she did?
Yes.
She did?
She did. And she said, this is fantastic. And because she just wanted to keep me in school.
Yeah.
This works perfectly.
Yeah.
So she asked me how much it would cost to buy those stuff. She sent me a little bit of working capital to start off. I went, paid the rent to the gentleman. Very happy. Went in there, bought a few deep fryers, 2 deep fryers. I bought a display. And she sent me the first batch of potatoes.
Wow. And you became a businessman in campus, year 1.
That's year 1. That's week 4.
Week 4. Wow. Okay.
Yes.
And that business thrived.
And it thrived.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we were having a lot of campus strikes and at that particular time.
Yeah.
It was a season whereby most university students were going on routes.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I got a break-in and we lost quite a number of our deep fryers and stuff. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, that opened my eye to a different opportunity. Okay. And I thought, if I did this and this worked, why can't I upgrade this a little bit higher? And one of my friends in campus gave me this idea that you can actually do supplies, and there is a tender opportunity that is available to supply meat to Kakamega prisons. So,
year 1 still.
Yes. So I told him, okay, sounds like a good idea. So what is required? So there's some documents that are required for you to get pre-qualified. So I ran in. I went to register my first company at that time.
What was the name of the company you registered?
Comtech Global Enterprise Limited.
Comtech Global.
Comtech Global Enterprise Limited.
My goodness. Okay.
I had this idea that this will be the next big thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So the word global.
that's what, yeah. And look at, self-fulfilling prophecy, but we'll come there. Uh-huh. So you started the business.
So started got all the documentation right. Unfortunately, I didn't get the opportunity to supply. Okay. But I had done a bit of research and I knew there are some requirements that were required, like to set up and to have some kind of... Yeah. So I knew I had to have a company profile. I knew I had to have a KRA PIN, certificate of registration, a tax compliant, and most importantly, I had to have a NAGPO certificate because I was a young man and I wanted to have access to government opportunities. Yeah.
How old were you at this time, by the way?
I just turned 18. Yeah. Because what I did, I got my ID, because I remember I had applied my ID at, I think, Karioko. I took my ID immediately, and I ran to the registration service that was actually somewhere around GPO behind there. It was not yet online at that time. Yeah. So I went and compiled all the paperwork, submitted it there, waited for approval. It took about almost 2 weeks or 3 weeks before I got the certificate. But then at that time, I didn't know that a company is just a first step. So I was so excited the day I got my certificate of incorporation. I was so excited. And the company profile I created, I went online, put up all those, collected everything from the online. So the company had a company profile that was doing literally everything, from constructions to pharmaceuticals to supplies. The company was literally doing everything.
It was global and it was everything.
It was everything. Now, I made the application to supply meat. Yeah. But among the requirements there was that I had to have the phytosanitary aspects of this, the permits for meat sales and all that kind of stuff. They can only be given either if you have a slaughterhouse or you own a butchery. So I decided now I want to move from my Kibanda story to opening up a butchery.
My goodness.
So,
and you're 18 in campus, year 1, well, maybe now month 2.
Yes, we are now actually in month 3.
Month 3.
Now we are talking.
And you're not going for classes?
No, I'm going once in a while. I'd go in, go out. But see, for me, one of the things that made me one of my lectures, this entrepreneurship 101.
Yes.
And I'm looking at this lecturer, and with all due respect,
Yeah.
I looked at him. I'm like, what I want to do in life is Felix. I want to do big things. I want to be a billionaire. I want to be a trillionaire. I want to do big business. I look at this lecturer and what he's teaching me. Then I look at the car he's driving down there. Like something somewhere.
No alignment.
It's no aligning here. I'm like, if this education is supposed to make me that person, there must be something else that needs to be added to this thing. It was like something is not aligning.
Yeah.
And shockingly, this lecturer actually, because I told him that, he ended up being one of my best friends.
You told him.
Yes. He ended up being one of my best friends. Because he looked at me, he's like, you're actually making sense.
He told.
Yes.
He agreed with what you were saying.
Yes. I told him, what, Felix? You make sense.
Wait, is he the one you're talking about Mr. Ayub?
Yes.
Who works for you now?
Yes.
You ended up hiring him.
Actually, he came in on board as one of my advisory board members.
Wow.
Because he bought into the vision.
So he left the teaching job.
Yes. And came to support us.
Man.
So
how many businesses did you have while in campus?
Oh, wow. So I started off with the Kibanda.
Kibanda?
Story, which graduated to a butchery.
It graduated to a butchery, okay.
But before even the two, actually, when I was going to campus, I had actually convinced my parents to start a matatu business. So in between there, I was very busy.
Anything to be a billionaire.
Anything. I was busy trying to be a tout.
A tout?
Yes. And actually at that time, I made so many friends. I remember those women, I'd call them market women.
Yes.
I had very good friends because on my last school, they'll tell them, "Sasa leo ni bure ya mama."
Wait, you became a tout?
I was a tout before I joined campus. And from there, joining campus, the story of the Kibanda, from there, went to the butchery.
Atilo ni Sandea?
Mama. And actually, I was so good at it, by the way, because I remember, because I had to get extra business for my parents' car. So I had to know any deaths that have happened within the village. So sometimes you'd get me, I've gone to mourn with some mourners, but in real sense, I've gone to look for an opportunity to offer transport services and ask them, I'm very sorry for your loss, but do you have transport services?
We can offer transport.
We can offer for the burial. At the same time, I actually this time I went to the Pastor Ward's church, just because I knew they had very nice trips.
The
every
mighty
Sunday.
prophet.
Yes. Those guys travel a lot. They have trips every once in a while to just have a bigger congregation. And I would be there, you'd see me singing, Mama Rosa and whatever. And then next Sunday, I know we are in business. Next Sunday's trip, we're going to Eldoret. We are in business.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And it was working.
And yet you did need to do these things, right? Because your parents could afford to take you to campus. It's not like you were doing all of these things because you needed to put money together for your education or for any particular need. It's just you. It's that deep willpower and just that hunger for, what do you call this? Because I have no words for it.
Some other people call it stubbornness. Other people will say it's a drive.
It's bigger than that. There's a word for it.
Others tell me I'm overambitious. But basically, yes, I didn't have to do all that, but I just felt that there was something bigger in life than the normal aspects.
Yeah.
And I remember sometimes my parents would ask me, what are you doing all this for?
Yeah.
Like, just go to school, study like your siblings, become an actuarial scientist like my brother, become a prosecutor like my sister, become a doctor like my other sisters.
Yeah.
Because, not so coming from, a background that is well structured, everyone expects you to finish step 1,
Yeah.
step 2, step 3. I remember my dad always kept on asking me, where the hell did you come from? 'Cause I don't understand,
Where you came from?
because we are supposed to go this way. Everyone is moving right.
Yeah.
Felix is somewhere on the left, and you don't understand what he's
And
doing.
going to prophet to look for transport.
What are you
Business.
doing? So
Good Lord. So those are the many businesses here in Campus.
then from butchery one, I started looking at an idea came, I don't know, of exporting goats to Saudi. And you'd find me at, there is a market just at this bypass there at 5 a.m. selecting goats. So actually interesting fact that these guys have like a weighing machine on their hands. So they'll like slap this goat and weigh a little bit and say, this is 7 kgs, this is 8 kgs. So I also tried doing that when I was in campus.
To lift goats and determine the
No, to
kg.
try and sell goats. So I'd go and buy goats and try and resell them to major exporters for them to now slaughter and take out. But then, in the middle of all this, most of the businesses were actually not working as fast as I want them to.
Okay. You wanted it fast.
Yes, extremely fast. Like we get into this, before we even grow, we go to the next level. And I remember when I was setting up the butchery, my first stock, I knew these guys would buy meat. Like I went and did very proper lighting, displays. I came with a Nairobi mentality of I have to set up something classy.
Yeah.
And the first stock, I actually bought a whole cow. That is stock for day one. And I remember my parents telling me, Felix, you have to start small. Start off with 5 kgs, 10 kgs.
Yeah.
Don't buy. I told them, no. The space I've gotten here is
Yeah.
amazing. Everyone will come.
A whole cow.
A whole cow.
On opening day.
On opening day.
Uh-huh.
My friend.
Did you sell?
No. The first day I sold 3 kgs.
Where did the rest of the meat go?
I actually had to give it away because it would have gone bad.
Wow.
And you see, at that time, there is also a culture mentality at that particular time. So freezing the meat was also not considered as something that is fresh.
Yes.
So I actually just had to slice it off, and I made it an opening or a lounge celebration. I'm saying we've launched and giving out. So in short, it became an activation.
You did a butchery activation
I did a
for your
butchery.
one cow.
Yes.
So my question is, were you passing exams?
Yes, actually.
You were?
Very well.
We're not going to class, eh?
No, I did quite a number of classes.
One day a term.
Okay,
A semester.
I tried to do quite a number of them.
Okay.
But one thing I have, one blessing I have a very photographic memory. So the only thing I required to do was a few days before the exam is I sit and flip those pages as much as I can, and I had to focus. Don't call me, don't interrupt me.
Yeah.
Because once again to that exam room,
Yeah.
I'm only copy-pasting what is in my brain to the paper and finalizing on that paper.
And you ace it.
I exit that room, I have forgotten everything.
Really?
Yes.
So it's the definition of what they call child prodigies. Like you did 100%, and then after that to the next thing.
To the next thing.
Wow. Okay. Child geniuses. It's a truth.
Okay.
It's scientifically proven.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Do you know Dr. Joe Dispenza?
No.
Okay, I'll send you some videos. It's scientifically proven.
I'm only 20.
The geniuses of...
29.
I'm only 20. Yeah, you wouldn't know. Dr. Joe. It's scientifically proven. It's the Elon Musk thing.
Ah.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you look at the stories his mom gives today on X, she gives stories of when he was growing up, his teen years. So it's like she tries to now make sense for the rest of us why her son is Elon.
Okay.
Because when he was a child, he was this. So you have those Elon things going on with you, man.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Are you taking us? He's taking us to Mars. Which planet will you take us to?
I'm connecting your entire continent.
Okay, I like that. I like that. But
Yeah.
yes, so you finally graduated.
But now, before I graduated,
Yes. What happened?
now I took my company profile,
Uh-huh.
the one that had everything.
The global
The Comtech,
supplies.
the Comtech Global Enterprise Limited. And I went in. I was getting to my second year. I went to my procurement department
Okay.
in the university.
Yeah.
So before that, I was, just a bubbly young guy, who dressed in some ragged jeans and stuff. I was much more, younger.
Even now, you're still very. Even now, when you say much more younger, we're like, we can't relate
Yeah.
because that is how we see you.
So, I went in, bought a very nice suit, nice shoes. I had some long hair. I went and took a very nice
You
haircut.
had hair?
Yes.
Yeah.
Some long hair.
Long?
Actually, the person who made me clean up,
Eh.
I remember was a guy called Dr. Don. I think I told you about a doctor when I started off. This doctor, I walk into a bar, and I'm still at the counter, and this gentleman, we start conversing, and he tells me, Felix, that's your name? Yes. You're a very sharp man, a very sharp young man. But if you didn't start talking, and I would look at you as you are, I would not even give you a job. I literally had to start talking to you to understand who you are
Yeah.
and how smart you are.
Yeah.
But if I was to just look at you, I would think you're just someone who's lost somewhere.
Hey.
And that thing really made me look at my dressing and my presentation in different perspectives.
Yes.
The following morning, I went and took a haircut.
Yeah.
Took a haircut. I went and bought some very nice khaki pants, some nice shirt, nice shoes. And I thought, okay, fine. I think he made some sense.
Wow.
In the whole process, I now went to my procurement department and told them I'm a very big contractor from Nairobi.
You're a big contractor from Nairobi.
I had a company for looks like this.
Are you not a contractor?
Am I not a contractor? He said, okay, fine. What do you do? And before that, this Dr. Don had requested me, he had a Subaru. I requested him, can you give me a Subaru? I want to go somewhere. And I said, Felix, you just take my car. So I went and drove.
In your fresh haircut?
Yes, in my fresh haircut.
In a Subaru?
In a Subaru. And went and parked straight to the procurement department. Exited with my small files, with my keys at hand. And you know how contractors work, eh?
Yeah.
Phone and keys.
Dangling keys.
Dangling keys, I walked to the procurement department. I remember I met this gentleman called Mr. Mosh. Told him, I've come looking for opportunities here. Where are you from? I'm from Nairobi. This is what I'm doing. I'm in this space. I can do supplies. It's okay, fine. Now, surprisingly, at that particular time, the government was trying to make sure the compliance on the AGPO, the 30%, 70%, is actually being met by the state agencies, including the universities. So when I got there, the first question was, do you have an AGPO certificate? You look young. Do you have an AGPO certificate? I actually had it. I went, yeah, this is it. It's like, wow.
Wow.
Okay. If you have this, then actually we can pre-qualify you.
Okay.
I hear most people talk about, the AGPO certifications don't work. But I tell you for a fact, I always say I'm an AGPO baby.
What is that certificate?
It's called the Access to Government Procurement Opportunities.
Aha.
It's given to youth, women, and people with disabilities.
Yeah.
Whereby there are some tenders in most of these institutions, including both government and private institutions, that have been placed specifically for young people, women, and people with disabilities.
Okay. So it's a real thing, eh?
It's a real thing.
Okay.
And when I got there, I didn't know that they were actually looking for people who had these certificates because they're also trying to be compliant. And they're looking for young guys to give these opportunities to. So me, I get there, it's like, okay, if you have this certification, pre-qualification, it's like ASAP.
Yeah.
So they told me after 2-3 days, we'll pre-qualify you, and then you can start receiving requests for quotations for you to send your quotations. And then if you qualify, we select you and you get the opportunity to help yours. So went in there, sent my documentation. I told him now, because you've told me it is ASAP, I will not leave Kakamega.
I will stay here.
I will stay here because I am from Nairobi. So I left, went back to my small hostel. Waited for 3-4 days.
You were a student there?
Yes.
But they did not even know
They
that.
didn't know. But no, I had one problem. I could not walk anywhere past our procurement because ideally, if almost met me, be like, now, what is this guy doing here? So on those 4 days, and even if some of the students,
Yeah.
you will take a bike going somewhere, I had to make sure I have a helmet on me because I would not imagine that we would meet anywhere within those 4 days or any time. So, and after a couple of maybe 2-3 weeks,
Yes.
I received my first request for quotation
Wow. To supply what?
to supply some printers, and
Uh-huh.
some stationery. But now I haven't said this, that going back, when he asked me what value of business can you afford to do, I told him I cannot do anything less than $1 million. So if you give me LPUs less than $1 million shillings, please.
No. It's not my thing.
It's not my thing. Like I came all the way from Nairobi, like
This whole coming all the way from Nairobi was a big deal. Eh?
yeah, it was a big deal at that time.
It's just the other day.
I drove all the way. I cannot come just to give me an LP of $1 million.
Less than
shillings.
$1 million.
Like, come on.
Hi.
So I just, okay, fine. If you can do it, okay, fine. Just we are sending out RFQs for different opportunities. You apply.
Yeah.
If you qualify, fine. And actually, they sent.
Oh.
And when they sent those RFQs, I responded back, and I got my first 4 LPOs that were accumulating to 1.3 million shillings.
Wow.
Let me tell you.
Is that your first million you
Yes.
made? How old were you?
Now I was 19.
19.
Yes.
With $1 million, Bob. 1.3.
Now, you see, that's the LPU. We
Yeah.
haven't got to the money.
Uh-huh.
Now, this was the problem. When I got the LPU, you knew LPU is money.
It is. I was about to tell you, isn't LPO money?
No, now, you see, you're given a local purchase order to now, as a commitment by the institution that we've given you the authority to
Yes.
supply us these products.
Yes.
We will only pay you after you supply.
Delivery of.
But now the LPO has the specifications of what you're delivering, the quality, the quantity, and the payment terms. So me, I took this document. I went straight home. I told my mom, you see those small businesses you're opening up and they are not working. Yeah, I'm not a millionaire. I told her these things that you guys have been doing.
Yeah.
Now forget about butchery. Forget about those matatus. No.
Yeah.
I am now a big guy.
With 1.3 M.
Yes, on paper.
Until she said what?
Now I told her, now, but you see now we need capital. I need like 700,000 to supply this.
Yeah.
She looked at me, and all the ventures I've gotten her into, she said, no,
Yeah.
we are not doing this.
No.
We are not doing this. So can you go back to school and study?
Yeah.
I took you to school to bring me grades and transcripts at the end of the semester. You're not bringing transcripts. You're bringing me LPOs with the same university. I said, no. You guy,
Yeah.
can you please go back?
Yeah.
I sent you to school to study. But
What did you
told
do?
her, come on, you just support me with it.
Yeah.
So she didn't actually. She said,
No.
no. He said, go back to school and study. I am
She
done
had
with
had
all
it.
those things.
Yeah.
So that evening, when I hadn't going back to school, I went to my sister's place.
Okay.
At that time, she was running a local practice as a lawyer in Nakuru. So I go there, I spend the night there. In the morning, I'm here on the radio about Mainakageni. At that time, talking about an advert about Jamii Bora Bank and Tender Hub. So Tender Hub was a program that Jamii Bora Bank had developed to support young entrepreneurs to train them how to apply for tender opportunities, how to get pre-qualified, and then they finance them. So immediately I had this advert, I walked out. At 8:15, I was at Jamii Bora Bank Nakuru branch. And I remember I told this branch manager I met there that now I have seen the whole structure of your engagement. I have seen how you guys are supporting young people. But me, I don't want that one. I've already done the training. I don't need training. Me, I have gotten to the end.
Yeah.
I have the LP. I just want money. So he looked at me. He's like, okay, fine. You want money? And you see, I had an actual LPO.
Yeah. 4.
Yes, so it's like, okay, fine. Then what we do, Open an account. It's the same. The bankers also have some kind. They can take you through a whole
process. Yeah.
They'll tell you open an account, then we make an application, knowing that it will not happen. But they want you to open the account. They tick the box for KPI for account opening.
Yes.
They tell you open a checkbook or get a checkbook, put the minimum deposit of 5,000 shillings. And because I didn't have this money, I remember my mom has told me go back to school. So I remember I called her and told her, hey, I'm having a challenge with my portal, the campus portal.
I need money.
Because there are some, I need to re-update what, I need to do this. And she's like, okay, portal, okay. What is portal? She's like, what the hell is portal? But because she doesn't want to argue with me, she asked, how much do you want? I told her I need 15,000 because there's some adjustments I need to do on the portal. We need to go. And anytime that my mom being a teacher, if you touch the education, it was a soft spot.
Yeah.
So she would do everything.
And you knew how to manipulate that.
And I knew how to manipulate that card. So anything that touched education, books, research,
exams,
portal, those.
Even when she doesn't know.
These were trigger points.
Yeah.
I said, yes. Okay, fine. 50, okay, listen. She sent me 50,000 shillings. I took 5,000. I deposited to open the account. But now these guys told me we have to make an application, send it to Nairobi, wait for approvals, and I asked how long does it take. They told me it takes an average of a week, but because it's a new one, it may take even longer, maybe 2.
Yeah.
So let's just give it a bit of time.
Yeah.
I told them, okay, fine. We are here to wait. I finished the application, opened the account, made the applications.
Yeah.
Went back home. The following morning, for the next 3 days, I would wake up, go sit at the branch from 9. We are waiting for feedback.
Even after they've told you 10 days,
So
every morning.
What am I doing? Just go sit down at the branch and sit and wait.
And all of you wait together, you and whoever told you that.
Yeah. See, I just sit at the branch and wait. I'm not going anywhere, and they have told me they will do it.
It's genius minds. Crazy. It's not normal.
So
it is not normal.
Get ready. Go sit at the branch. We are waiting for approvals. So this day, I walk into the branch. I find the normal branch manager is not seated where he sits. It's a new guy who apparently is a regional manager. And now the regional manager, the branch manager is sitting at the operations manager's office, and the operations is somewhere in the teller. So I meet this new face. I tell him, my name is Felix. This is what I'm doing. He's okay. What is the issue? So I explained to him what I've done. I have these LPOs. These guys have told me they're going to finance. So this gentleman looked at me and said, okay, fine. Call the branch manager. Do you know this story? So the branch manager said the truth. We've sent it in Nairobi, but we all know it will not be approved. Because, one, this guy doesn't have any kind of finance. The company is less than a year old.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to back. No collateral, nothing. I don't know how to support
And you're
this
very
case.
young.
Yes.
Yeah.
Young actually was circled twice. Very young.
Yeah, his age is a risk.
So this gentleman looked at me, looked at the story I'd given him, said, you know what? Let's help this young man. So, but do you have a checkbook? I told him I have applied. He said, this LPO, I want you to go to Masinde. I want Masinde to write to you that all payments, or a letter of undertaking that all payments are going to be made through this particular account. Which I said, okay, fine, I'll do that. Now, one place I skipped, when I left the procurement office, because the printers were about 40 of them,
Okay.
I told them that these printers are a lot, so I'll have to import them from China. So give me a few weeks to organize the shipment to come.
From China.
Yes, my China is I didn't have working capital. So I went back and told them, now, the shipment, I just want to sign for me here and here. It is now coming. So undertaking, fine. They gave me an undertaking. And I took that undertaking to the bank. Let me tell you, miracles happen and God has his own way of doing his own things. Without an approval, an offer letter, or anything attached to that account. This gentleman said, you know what, we'll take a gamble of this young man. I was told, get me the invoice for your supplier, write a check, give it to your supplier, we will overdo your account.
Wow. Wow.
That's what happened. I wrote my first checks, remember, of 700,000 shillings. It was 600 and something, almost 700. Gave it to my supplier. The supplier told me, hey, it's on a Thursday, so let's wait until the check clears on Monday. And the check cleared. And the account was negative 7 something. I went and collected the products. I ran to Masinde.
Yeah.
I delivered. Before even the whole month I had asked for. So I had to start explaining, we decided to airlift, so many stories there. Fellow entrepreneurs can actually understand
they
what
can
I'm saying.
relate to exactly what you're saying.
Delivered. And 2 weeks after I had delivered, they paid the entire amount.
Of 1.3 million?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
All into the account.
Yes.
And the bank took the amount, and I was left with my money there.
Yes.
An average of about 600 and something.
What was the feeling of earning your first million?
My friend, let me tell you. I remember I was at level 7.
Level 7 is, I know. Where is level 7?
At this mall along Mombasa Road.
Next Gen.
Next Gen.
Yes, Next Gen, yes.
At that time I was also young, indulging and stuff.
When you say young, we still can't relate because you still are. So, I
would take a beer or two, a drink or two.
Okay.
Let me tell you. When that money hit the account,
you were at level 7.
I was at level 7.
Cloud 9 level 7.
Let me tell you, the first thing I did was I replaced my Tusker lights with a Jack Daniels. That was immediate.
Okay. On the spot.
On the spot. Then immediately after that.
When you finished the Jack Daniels.
Yes, I remember it was around 4 p.m. on a Friday. I booked a flight, the last flight to go to Mombasa. No clothes, no nothing. I said I will buy in Mombasa.
As you
I
are.
had never been to Mombasa.
You booked for the same night?
Immediately, Mombasa.
Mombasa Raha.
Mombasa Raha.
Yeah. You were there for how many days?
I was there for 3 days.
3 days?
Actually 4.
In Mombasa?
In Mombasa.
Alone for the first time?
My friend. There is no single club that did not get into Mombasa.
You left an imprint?
Yes. I was so excited.
Yeah, spending your million.
It's blowing. After 4 days, I realized I was short by, I think, 200,000 shillings, and then I came back to my senses. Wait a minute. It was never that serious.
So like the prodigal son, you came back to your senses.
But I was so excited. So I came back and said, okay, this thing is doable.
Yeah.
Went back to, campus.
For another tender.
Another one. And another one. Let me shock you. In a span of, I think, my 4 years there, I did business accumulating to around 120 million shillings. 120 million shillings.
What?
Yes.
That's what? $1 million USD, right?
Yes. All through my 4 years.
Campus years?
Yes.
See, now, when I have conversations with people, majority of whom have gone to university, they will say, after 4 years, or whether it's 6 or 7 years, or, depending on what they're studying, I got this first degree with honors in You're saying, you're not even mentioning the degrees you're saying.
I went to do business with my own university.
For you, it's the opposite.
Yes.
The joy is in, I made over $1 million USD at that time, worth of business.
Yes.
And you're not even talking about I graduated with this is, you're different.
But I also graduated. I actually graduated with a second class upper division.
You also graduated?
With a second upper division.
You passed?
Yes.
Flying colors?
Of course.
When having spent, 2 days a year in class?
But I was doing, there is virtual learning.
Virtual learning. Oh my goodness. So when did you graduate?
I graduated in 2019.
2019?
Yes.
The year before COVID?
Yes.
Wow. So in your in your teen years, well, between 17 to say what, 20, 21?
Yeah,
You had
21.
made $1 million plus
Yes.
while in campus.
Yes.
And you still passed your exams.
Yes.
And you operated maybe more than 10 businesses.
Yeah, because at the same time when I was doing that, I realized the gap, which actually was one of the biggest building blocks.
You realize that gap.
Of course, I have to realize the gap.
That's the story of your life, yeah. There's a gap here, let's make money.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So in my supplies, I had one big challenge, sourcing. Because with my LP of 40 printers, getting the same quality, the same price was a headache.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you get to even you go to deep down in CBD and you get someone who has the last piece, anatoa vumbi pale, sema haka, 20,000 shillings. But you see, sourcing was a big headache for me.
Okay, because your business, the global business, you had challenges sourcing for all the tenders that you were getting.
Because I've gotten the tenders, but I need to source for the material to supply.
Yes.
Now, the other side is most manufacturers don't like a lot of these tenderpreneurs.
Aha.
Because tenderpreneurs are like ad hoc buyers.
Okay.
So once most of these major tenderpreneurs come to the picture, they distort the supply chain or the distributor supply chain that has been established over time. So you get that if today you went to like HP, you told HP I have an order of 100 printers. They tell you 100 printers is good, but go work with our distributor.
Okay.
But me, I didn't want that. I wanted you guys to give me
direct
because I wanted good pricing.
Right.
But then if they give you directly, they already have mapped out distributorships over time, and they don't want to distort the entire chain.
Yeah.
So they tell you go negotiate with a distributor, even if it's 1,000 or 1,000,000 pieces.
Yes.
Because it's ad hoc. It's one-off.
Yes. We have a distributor in our system. Go work with them.
Yes.
Yes.
So I didn't like that.
No.
So I figured out how can I build an ecosystem that will support people like me to source at efficient and effective or much more consistent kind of pricing, but work directly with manufacturers. Okay.
With manufacturers. So a step before the distributor.
Before the distributor.
Yes.
And maybe make these so-called suppliers or tenderpreneurs to be considered as also a channel of distribution. And even if we're still going to go with distributors, can we access volume discounts as distributors access, rather than being classified as just any other buyer,
Yes.
where else you want to also enjoy volume discounts.
Yes.
But at the same time, you get that the manufacturer will apply for the same tender as you are applying for. So competition also
It's very stiff.
is very stiff.
Yes.
So I figured out how can I support most of these manufacturers to source.
Yeah.
And at that time, digital penetration was coming in. You had the likes of Akina Jumias and all the rest are coming in. And I thought, how can I take this digital and try and build a digital infrastructure that will support this? And because I had made some few savings here and there,
Yeah.
I decided, fine, let me try and start building this particular system.
Okay.
Initially, in my early days of building softwares, I didn't know that sometimes you first have to think around it for some time
Yeah.
before you start developing.
Yeah.
But if you develop as you think,
Yeah.
it becomes much more expensive. So the first 2-3 versions of the platform, I think I blew up close to 20 million shillings just trying to
Wow.
reimagine, reinvent.
Yes.
I have gotten a software development company. They're also billing me crazy aspects of it. And then Felix, with not knowing how to start small.
No, it
went
has to be
for-
big. Go big, go home.
Start to be grandiose.
Grandiose. I see. Big is small, eh? Big is small. Grandiose. It has to be wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
At that time, I didn't know how to start small. And I thought that just because I have this idea in my head, the
Yeah.
way I can see it in my head.
Yeah.
So I'm in the finishing line before we even start today.
That is a very powerful concept of manifestation. It's even in the Bible.
Yeah.
Like you see what it is you want.
Yeah.
Then the rest now, you
Working
find the
backwards.
strength and the wisdom for it.
So I started building my first software and I blew
20M.
all of it.
My God.
Because you have a software company coming
Yeah.
in. And at that time, I had to set up an office.
Yes.
So my first office
Grandiose
was in
office.
of course, Madonna House in Westlands. And I had to hire a team. So at this time, I'm telling you, I have not yet graduated by then.
Wow.
I haven't graduated. It's somewhere in 2018 before I graduated.
Yeah.
So I came in Madonna House. I set up a whole team, a team of 9 guys, software developers, marketing guys, sales guys. And most of them at that time did not know I was still a student.
They didn't know.
They didn't know. So I had this team there, and we started building this particular software. And a few things worked for us, because through the same platform, we got to work with the likes of the Brazilian embassy. I did supply of my first export. I did supply of sulfuric acid to Bujumbura, Burundi.
But you didn't blow it up this time.
It was amazing. I delivered all.
You didn't go to Mombasa.
No, I didn't. No, I had actually now seen
The thirst for Mombasa had been quenched.
because now things were happening.
Yeah.
The anxiety and the whole thing was now no longer there.
No.
So I think that now it had become like a business.
You are used to now the money flowing and
Yes.
yeah.
I did that and still do the same supply, the same AGPO certificate. Got me pre-qualified in 14 counties. I was working corporates. I worked the likes of Sandy at that time. Sandy Limited was coming up.
Yeah.
I did a lot of their computers. I did a lot of even construction actually. I remember I did renovation of Langata Primary.
Wow.
Sometime.
Before graduation.
Yes. I did manure to Moranga County in the project they were having there. I did quite a lot. And I would wake up every morning and I had one challenge. Before the end of today, I have to know 2 new people and I have to try and get pre-qualified in at least one institution every single month.
That was your objective?
Yes.
Every day?
Yes.
You have to know 2 new people?
Yes.
Meet 2 new people?
Meet 2 new people.
And
at least be pre-qualified in one institution every month.
Those are ambitious goals.
And
so were you meeting 2 new people every day?
Yes.
You were?
I would go to conferences. I would send myself out there.
Kujituma?
Kujituma. Actually, my contact list today has 10,000 and so contacts on my phone.
10,000 plus?
Yes.
And you know all of them?
Yes.
My God. So how do you save? So if you have like say 16 Catherines, how do you save each Catherine?
I know Catherine Kakamega. I know Catherine KTM. I know Catherine.
10,000 plus.
Yes.
My God.
And I will go there to just pitch, give my idea.
Yes.
But now what I was pitching was this grand idea. So I was always pitching about what I'm doing today.
Yes.
I'd say more or less 7 years back.
That's amazing.
And I would pitch this idea. It is not yet there, but I'm saying this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
This is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So when I got into the supplies and realized this gap, so I came with an idea of can I build a solution that will support in sourcing, either guys sourcing for commodities or guys who are seeking to supply either from a market perspective.
Yeah.
And I tried building this ecosystem again and again until I realized a gap that already local manufacturers have already defined the supply chain. You go to a company like Bitco, they have thousands or hundreds of distributors.
Yeah.
So they've already defined how the route to market is going to Northeastern, going to Western. So there was no much value you're adding such an enterprise. But if you told them, I can help you open up your market in DRC, then I realized they're listening. And I realized there was a big gap in trying to open up markets or regional markets for these particular manufacturers who are looking at expanding out.
Right, right.
But in the same light, I realized that, having gone to few conferences, I realized that they'd always say the biggest gap is logistics. But at the same time, take you back, I had already blown my 20 million shillings in trying to do my
setup. This grandiose setup.
Which seems to be now falling apart. And now, I would not afford to get my office in Madonna House because the rent was quite high.
Right.
So I moved the office from Madonna House. I took it to some building along Gong Road. Some Dagoretti corner there, which was a bit more affordable. I moved in there, tried to continue reinventing the whole engagement again because I realized what I was trying to do back then, now, is that it was more or less building the blocks. But because of my stubborn nature, I would have read about some of these problems. But I think I just had to experience them.
Because you have an inventive spirit. I want to invent this thing my way.
Yes.
Yeah, my way.
My way. So now, I went in, tried to reorganize these platforms again. The service provider who had, from the technology perspective, said, Felix, your project is too complex and too complicated. I think I'll have to drop it.
Wow.
Oh, fine, drop it. Took another development company.
You're not here to bembeleza you.
No, you go.
You drop if you want to drop.
Let's take another one.
And that's what you did?
And that's what I did. I took a second company. Second company came in, said, Felix, this project, we develop. Tomorrow morning you come and say, no, this doesn't work. You redo it again. And maybe this is one of the challenges that most inventors have with developers.
Yeah.
Because you will wake up one morning and see this is not working. You haven't piloted, you haven't tried it out, you don't even know, but in your mind, having that perfectionism aspect to it, you just want everything done to perfection. So even if there is a small glitch, you want everything redone and bring it back again. So, in the whole process, and setting that I thought logistics was the main challenge, I had to figure out a way to get money to continue rebuilding. So I got this gentleman who had set up a factory in Kajiado, doing calcium carbonate. And they had one challenge, set up the factory but didn't have working capital to continue with their production. So I told them, you know what, I think I have an idea. I'll invest in this business of yours. Or inject working capital for production. Let's get into contract manufacturing. So you produce my own brand of limestone. Now, the first brand of the now Real Sources Africa, and that logo, was first on a limestone bag.
Ah, so that's when you registered Real Sources Africa?
Yes. Was first on a limestone brand. And because I didn't know how to, nowadays is when my marketing team tells me, our CEO goes nuts and pitches with a brand manual. Me, I didn't understand that pitching with a brand manual is wrong.
You never...
Me, I knew the two major sliders, which talk about what your business is doing and what it's standing for. The rest, we can miss the rest, but because I don't have money to just start new design and do that, let's just pitch with what we have. So I went and pitched. This gentleman agreed. And we agreed that I'll pay him a shilling per every kg of what I produce. As we were taking up the factory, there were a few challenges. One, raw materials. We had to get from some quarries in there. So yes, the money for getting raw materials was there, but the logistics from the quarry to come here was one of the challenges.
In Kajiado now.
Number two, there was an issue of electricity. Because there were some pending bills that had not been paid, and that is why we didn't have electricity. The third challenge was KEBS, because this product had to be certified by the Kenya Bureau of Standards.
Yes. Was it? The fourth challenge.
The fourth challenge is that as much as I had working capital to start off, I told this gentleman that I have working capital of 5 million. But in real sense, I only had 500,000 shillings.
You had the tithe of 5 million?
Yes. But I told him, you know what? Let's just start. Something along the way we'll give. But let's just start.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, fine. Let's start off. So I went somewhere deep in Kamakis there. Got some guys who are doing bags. Got branded bags. They asked me, I remember, where is the KEBS certification? I told them, just Google. Get a very nice photo. First, put it there. Then later, we will figure out what happens.
As we move along.
When they come.
Oh, when they come. Okay.
We'll figure out.
Yeah.
But for now, I don't have working capital. I cannot pay. I don't know how to do it. The only thing I know, I just need to start.
Yeah.
Next thing was electricity. Do you have money to pay the entire electricity?
Yeah.
I don't think we do have. But I think we have money to buy some cables. Which we bought a few cables. That problem was logistics.
Oh, gosh.
Now, the problem of logistics, I figured out, why don't we get some of these trucks which are lying along Kitanyara who don't have a job and tell them, why can't we get a contract? You ferry, park your truck every morning here, just carry it and just load and go. And then we'll pay you after every month. And it seemed we had sorted out the challenges that were there.
Wow.
Okay? With branded bags.
Yes.
Cables
from online.
Yeah, with cables from online. With cables. that would
And trucks.
try and get electricity from wherever it's come from.
Whatever cables doing that.
Let's start off. And the factory started running. But because it was quite strenuous, I didn't have a lot of capital. I had to get involved in the whole production.
Running the operations. And
So mimi nilikuwa napiga mawe huko nje because you have to stuff the entire factory with a lot of stones because limestone is grounded stones, calcium. You get it from stones. So I'd work as the loader on the other side. So I had gotten some of my friends who would also come in to help me in production and some other locals. But now production had to be done from 11 p.m. to 3 p.m. due to some unknown factors.
to 3 a.m.
To 3 a.m.
Midnight. Now
Because electricity, you've used cables somewhere.
Okay.
During the day, you handle other activities of packing.
At night is when production is happening.
You have to do production at night.
Right.
So, and due to the cabs aspect, I just wanted to be fair. I went and bought my competitor brands and would come and see this one and this one. Do they look alike? They look alike. I think you're good to go to market.
And that is how you started your limestone company.
That's time a limestone company.
How long did you run that for before now you...
About 6 months.
6 months?
Yes.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
And lime was actually selling.
Yes.
I was doing an average of 90 tons per day.
90 tons
Per day.
daily.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
And now the whole point now, as you do 90 tons, you're also trying to see, can I get the CAP certifications?
Yes,
Can I
yes.
get to pay for electricity?
Yeah.
Can I get no?
Can I
trying
do
to put
these other things?
yes.
Yes.
But in the whole process, a few things came up also. One, electricity bills up there. If you calculate your margins, it doesn't work. You don't have a proper lab. So you also need to test your product or the quality parameters.
How are you testing your...
So you use your hands. You take the 2 samples. You do this one, fine texture, the other one. It's good to go. Quality test done.
Pass the quality check.
I was a quality... what were you?
Quality control.
Quality control.
Consultant.
And my hands were the lab.
Okay, great.
Go to market. So we went into market. We sold. But we had a future challenge of now maintaining the consistency of the quality.
Of course.
Because
Yeah.
issue, electricity.
Yes.
So in our whole escape of doing our electrical stuff,
Yeah.
we had a short circuit somewhere there.
Yeah.
So, and one of our machines broke down. So production went down. And before we could take production back up, it took us almost 2 months before we got the machinery back up.
Okay.
And at that time, I had created a very nice sales team.
Yes.
And unfortunately, they were not patient enough to wait for the factory to come back up. So what happened, my competitor brands already took them up.
They poached your sales
Poached
team.
my sales team. And before the factory was coming back up, a lot had actually changed. And dynamics had already changed. Then now having issues now to comply with the curves, became quite expensive affair. And having now come out from a heat. So before I decided to exit the business, I actually didn't want to exit.
Yeah.
Because it was quick money.
Yes.
I decided to do a trip. Now this time now COVID has come in. And now is the first few months,
COVID year.
they've blocked
Yes.
access everywhere. But I was like, I cannot sit in Nairobi and just sit. I just have to do something.
Okay.
Now, the previous year I just graduated. I remember in my graduation, you have everyone happy,
Yes.
you driving your own, at that time I had a Mercedes-Benz.
You had a Mercedes-Benz at graduation.
Mercedes-Benz. I had what do you call this car? A Nissan X-Trail that I was driving. So everyone thinks that everything is way good.
Perfect.
But I'm there saying, if you guys knew the shit that I am
The lime, my fingers and the
I
businesses.
am in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
And after graduation, I'm now here trying to figure out how do I get this up and running. And then one of the biggest challenges that having grown a business to a certain level, I think the psychological aspect of you not having or capability to fund yourself becomes one of the first steps of you falling into some kind of depression or you getting, you know,
Yeah, you
because there's
feel
expectations.
defeated, yes.
So I decided I will not sit and wait for the lockdown. So I saw the requirements of you to be left to pass through. You had to have a pass. And then there were packaging materials, some essentials that were allowed
Yes.
to pass.
Yes.
So I said, you know what? So I saw a template of a pass. I went online, I filled it up. It says, still your stamp. Yeah. I went down, got stamp for the relevant people who are supposed to approve. Stamped it twice. Put my bags, the packaging material, in the boot. Went to the barrier. Said, where are you going to? Delivery of packaging materials.
That is how you passed.
I passed. I went all the way to Isiolo, but before I got to Isiolo, I had customer, because my main model was I was going to meet customer after customer after customer. So I went all the way to Sagana, went to Embu, went to Daraka, Meru, all the way to Isiolo, because I had customers there. So I was just trying to retake my orders. But I realized my salespeople are going saying, you know what, ile quality tulikuwa mbaya by the way. Sasa tuko na mpya.
Oh my goodness.
So I had lost a whole database of customers. And that evening after that trip, I spent the night in Nyanyuki. So I took a small hotel there.
Yeah.
Spent the night there. And that night, I was coming down with a flu. Okay. But I didn't know I had already gotten some COVID.
Okay.
And in that night, I was extremely depressed. Because now, I was now recounting and telling myself, this is where I started. I started at Kibanda, didn't work. A butchery didn't work. Did Mbuzi, didn't work.
The entire journey was writing itself.
Now I am here, and this has not worked. I cannot call anyone. I cannot do anything. And that night I made a prayer. And I told God, you know what? If you know I'll die a poor man, or if you know my life will be or this kind of pain will always follow me in my life, let me not see the day of tomorrow. And I've even helped you have COVID, so don't even waste your time.
Yeah.
Mimi nimeiva. Niko tayari.
You told God, don't wake me up tomorrow if
you know I'll die a poor man, or if you know that my life will be full of this kind of pain and this kind of failure, I don't see the sense of you taking me through all this. Yeah. So let me just...
I'm halfway there because of COVID.
I have COVID. I have a flu, I have a fever. Let me not waste your time.
What was your reaction when you woke up the next day?
I knew my friend. This one.
Your life will be stratospheric.
This one will not happen. We will finish off this life on a high note.
That's amazing.
And true to it,
yes,
that was the turning point in my life.
The turning point. I mean, I can see how that's possible.
The following day, I went to one of my customers and I saw this bag of limestone written nail cut lime, and I had a phone number there to call. And I took that, and they told me this is what is working. Yours is not working, but this one is working. So I took the number and called them. And some guys picked up, and I told them, my name is Felix from Real Sources Africa.
Now you are not saying the other long company name, eh?
No.
It's Real Sources Africa.
Now let me show you. The guys who I called were also looking for me. Because they were not getting how this rubbish quality, not certified, is taking a whole market share. And we, who have done everything, so according to them, they thought I was this politician's son or someone who was very powerful, who was allowing this to happen. So I went in there, they requested, can we have a meeting? Like immediately. I told them, yes, we can meet tomorrow. And we met in Nairobi. They came in, their management, their local distributor who was there, came for a meeting. So went in, a good suit. And actually sold my car I had sold my cars to be able to pump in more business.
Yes.
So I went and rented out a car, drove to where they were, got there, lighted the car, came in there, hey, what opportunities do you have here? They explained to me other limestone and stuff. I thought, okay, fine, you know what? I think I'll try distributing a brand. I'll buy one full truck load from you guys. They said, okay, fine. So I took my checkbook. I wrote a check. But as I was writing that check, I was telling God, Akia Mungu najua hii check haina pesa hata bob. This account doesn't have a single shilling. But I don't know what will happen. Please, let's figure out a way to dispose these lives. But because I had to sell the confidence, and I wrote the check. Once I wrote that check, I handed over the check to them. And I sent the truck to come and load. The check was approximately around 800,000 shillings.
Okay. Another
A full
million
truckload.
over there.
Now, I had two challenges. I had to get an off-taker of limestone who would pay immediately, because if that check was banked, it would bounce. Now, there was a lady who had a hardware called Rongo's Bridge. I always call that lady Bridge Hardware. I called her. She would always call me my son. I told her, I have lime that is working now. The other one, forget about it. This one is working. She asked, do you have net card? She said, I told her, yes, it's that one. How much you're selling? I told her 560 shillings per bag. Do you have it? Yes. I have a customer and I have a site tomorrow. So can it be delivered now? I told her, how are you paying? She said, okay, I'll send the money to you. Send me your account details. Now, when this is happening, the truck is loading. But I'm sitting in that warehouse because I'm waiting for 4 p.m. because I don't want anyone to leave and go bank that check. Because it's a current check. Because if it is bank, I'll not have hard time to collect money. Bank the money.
So you're sitting with them.
You have to look busy.
Oh my gosh, Felix.
You have to look very busy.
Which other seasons in your life have you had to have been this shrewd? I wanted to use the word cunning, then I said, no, shrewd is a better word. Shrewd, risk-taking, courage. Like you just walk into the fire just like that.
I do that every day.
Every single day?
Yeah, you have to.
That's the template of your life. Every
That's the
day
template.
as in things are not just a straight line.
There is no single place as an entrepreneur where you will find things that are well streamlined for you. The only challenge that you get is that most people don't talk about them, or most of people are scared of what that looks like.
Yeah.
But in a daily life of an entrepreneur, is war.
It's war.
It's war.
So you fought many battles.
You fight every day.
Yeah.
There's always a new battle to be fought every day.
How do you come out unscathed?
It's not all the time where you come out unscathed.
Oh, I like
And
that.
it is okay.
And it's okay.
And the only thing you do is that you take up the learnings or the lessons towards it, and you walk to the next journey, or you walk to the next door.
So how do you heal those wounds? When it sears you and you're like, I don't think I can do this anymore. How do you pick yourself up and choose to do it again every day?
I go back to my story of Solomon.
I
And,
thought your story was Jonah.
Solomon first.
Oh, yeah?
Actually, when I was being baptized, the priest asked me, give me one character in the Bible that would like God to bless you with his qualities.
Oh, wow.
And I chose Solomon.
Yeah?
Not because of the other part, kindly.
Which other? You see, I wasn't even thinking that. Me, I'm on the wisdom and the money.
But the wisdom.
The wisdom.
And every time when a challenge comes in, I always remember the story of Solomon, the situation that was brought to him, whereby he had to choose who the actual parent or mother of the baby was. So basically, there is no point that Solomon did not receive challenges all through his life that sharpened him to become the wise man we see him today. So for me, I know where my life is headed to. And based on the ambition that I have, I know it will not be a walk in the park.
Oh, okay.
I have crocodiles, I have sharks, I have snakes.
Is that so?
Everyone has that.
Okay.
But as long as you know that they're not meant to hurt me, but they're meant to groom me, towards
Wow.
something bigger than myself, then I don't really care. If you bite part of me, it doesn't mean that you've ended the part or the path or the journey that I'm to go through.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. So you bite whatever you're taking. I think you needed that bite much more than I needed it. So I'll just pass and continue. And with that knowing,
Yeah.
I don't really think challenges to me are something that I fear or I'm scared or anything about it. They'll
Really?
come and they'll go.
Yeah.
But they'll just leave me here walking towards my goal.
Yeah. And like your mom asked when you're campus year one, and I'll tell you why I'm coming this direction. When your mom asked you, like, why are you doing all this? Why do you need to do all these things? Like, why can't you just go to school and study and finish and graduate and follow the path your siblings have followed? And because you're always doing everything, there's always something, even when you don't have to do it, when you don't need to do it. Where does yours come from? What is this thing that pushes you to?
Growing up, God always had ways of getting me out of very skewed, or very weird situations. So, me being the cunning cheeky and all that, and sometimes I don't really listen. I'd always find myself in very awkward situations
Okay.
and in trouble, a lot of trouble.
Okay.
But each and every time I got into trouble, God always found a way to get me out. Always finding a way to get me out. You see, I would always make a joke that when I was growing up, I was that kid that, God has told you, Felix, I want you to stay here. I'm going to be right back and need to sort out something. When he turns, I am no longer there. Then he'll find me somewhere deep in the mind. He's like, oh shit, Felix, I told you to stay here. Come. He dusts you off, tells you, stay here, but I want you to move there. Before he even turns again, I'm off.
Yeah.
But he always took me back, and he always takes me back to the path.
Yeah.
And that always motivated him that, Felix, you're meant to achieve something bigger than yourself. But the main thing was, can you find what that big thing is?
So has your journey been about finding what that thing is?
It was, until I found it.
Ah, okay. I want to go back to something you said, still on the same line. I took note of a phrase you said, that time I was indulging. So I was at level 7. And, I went to Mombasa Raha and all those things. So that was a different season from this season. So how have you changed? Who's this new version of Felix as far as that young man comparing to, well, I'm even using the word young. I mean, it's the same. The young still applies.
That is young. This is old.
You've just aged everyone here on these grandfathers that are filming this podcast. But so who's this new version of Felix?
Before that version, there's another version that was in between. Okay. When after the whole limestone thing did not work out, I started distribution of the calcium hydroxide. Then, as I mentioned, I realized the biggest challenge is logistics.
Yeah.
So something happened in my personal life whereby I'm the only kid named after my mom's father.
Okay.
And the rest, all of the other guys were named after my dad's father and siblings.
Yes.
So I was always that kid who is, you are, when you are Wale.
Okay.
Guys who some guys will understand what I'm saying.
I am actually that child as well in our family. Yes. Yes.
So you'd always be seen as the outcast of the entire group. So happened there was 2 of my cousins passed away. One like a week after the other.
Wow. Okay.
And we all shared the same name.
Oh, Chege.
Yeah. So my middle name is actually Kabara.
Kabara.
Yes.
Okay.
So what happened is that my siblings would start, coming to me and telling me, you know, you need to take care of yourself because next week
It could be you.
could be you.
These siblings are just.
And at that particular time is when the limestone has not worked. I was in that particular phase. And for a moment, I said, you know what, I think I need to reorganize my entire life because these guys will not get the last laugh. I'll be better than all of you. Remember I told them that.
Wow, so you are Joseph. Was it Joseph? Yeah, it was Joseph.
Oh,
In the Bible. I mean, the Joseph in the Bible. Yeah. The youngest and.
yep. I'm going to be better than all of you.
Uh-huh.
And because we were all indulging together, I figured out there are some things that I had to stop. And I went back to my small corner with my own prayer. Told God, let's make a bet. You'll never see me indulge in anything in this life. But I want you to give me one thing, one only, a truck.
A truck.
Yes.
Wow. For business.
Yes.
So it was, I'll never indulge. I'm done with that lifestyle. Now, but give me a truck.
Give me a truck. Because that's the need I have
Yeah.
right now to start distribution, proper
Yes.
distribution of my products.
And you've never indulged since that time?
Never. I'm 5 years clean.
5 years?
Yes.
Wow. Sober.
Sober.
So when we say sober-minded, when people use the phrase sober-minded, in your case, it's both ways. Like you haven't indulged and you're very sober-minded as far as business acuity is concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and true to it, 3 months later, I got my first truck.
You got your first truck.
And I was super excited that I even reserved the number plate. KDA 334.
Of course you had to. I mean, it has to be grand.
Grandiose.
I'm on your vibe now. It has to be grandiose. Otherwise, you don't want it.
Yeah. Got my first truck.
Yeah.
Continued distribution.
Yeah.
Understood the turnover game. You have to have a bit of turnover. Banks will support you to finance you.
Yes.
And stuff. Got my second truck, KDA 334R.
So what were you distributing? Just give us that
I
picture.
was distributing the limestone.
Okay.
Because what happened is that the guys I started with the first check now gave me a credit line. And now I became a distributor of limestone on behalf of
Yes.
themselves.
Wow. Distributing more than 90 tons a day.
Yes.
Yeah.
And from distribution of limestone, I started doing roofing sheets. From roofing sheets, I started doing cement. And when I got to cement, one of the holidays, went to Mombasa again, but now not in Dali.
Okay.
Now, I've just landed and I'm on my way to pick a car, a personal car. And I see all these big trailers. And I remember the person I was with at that time, I asked her, you know, these guys who own these trucks, actually let me use the actual words I used. Hawa watu wako na hizi magari, si ni wanaume pia kama mimi? She's like, what are you thinking? I'm like, mimi hizi gari ndogo ndogo, my Kanta, FH, Ferrari, no. I want to buy a trailer.
A trailer?
Yes.
How old were you?
I was now 24.
24?
Yeah. I want to buy a trailer. I said, okay, what are you going to do with it? I don't know.
You just
But
want to be
I
a trailer
want
owner?
To be a trailer owner. And when we were in Mombasa, I went to a few yards, viewed the trailers that were there, understood how that you have to buy the horse and the trailer itself. Just okay, fine. Let me come out to Nairobi. Came back. My bank RM, I called him, I told him, you know what? It's called Omondi. I told Omondi. I want a
Omondi?
trailer, yes.
So the Masinde one was also Omosh?
So Omolo, Omosh.
Omolo?
Yes.
And this is Omondi?
Yes.
Okay.
Told him, I want us to buy a trailer. Like, Felix, you're mad. We've just financed you 2 trucks. Like 4 months ago. Now you want a trailer. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. I have a strong conviction. It will work. Just put the application. Umo told me, okay, fine, I'll try. So you go get me a pro forma invoice. I went to Scania. When they took me around the trucks, so when I was there was one of the other big transporters who was there, and he ordered for 8 units.
Hey.
Now,
Hey.
I want you to tell me if you are
I was about to say Felix Dakonyogu. I don't know. Felix Dako. I don't have the English phrase for it.
Look at this.
Eh.
You go at the reception. The lady who is serving this gentleman has received an order of 8. Eh?
And Felix is standing right there.
Yes, the same lady is serving me. Now, she asked me, how many?
Your one became what?
2. Told her, actually, I was thinking of doing 4. But because I don't know your brand that well, let me try with 2.
Start and try with 2.
With 2. I received a pro forma invoice. I think it was going to 30-something million shillings. Ooh. Okay, fine. Show me, okay, so which bank is financing you? Give her the bank name. Continue. Went back to Omondi. He looked at the pro forma and was like, Felix, you are mad. You are mad.
What?
Omondi, you put it in. I don't know why, but I just have a gut feeling. It's going to be okay. He put the application on a Tuesday. The following week on a Thursday, I got a call from an approver. Asked me, okay, Felix, tell me about yourself. So I explained to her what I'm doing, what I explained to her all that.
Yeah.
She told Felix, I'll support you. Let me shock you. I got approval for both of the tracks.
For 2 tracks?
For 2.
My God. And was it okay? Was your conviction right? Like it became okay? Like they got work,
Yes.
business?
Because immediately after that, I had one headache. Where can I get transport contracts? Before even the trucks came out, I had 2 contracts
Are you
to
serious?
distribute cement.
So for you, what I'm keep hearing is your faith always produces results.
No, I believe that if you are to ask me what my definition of faith is,
Yes.
is that say faith is calling unto that what is yet to become as if it is for it to become.
And that is what has been, you've been riding on that eagle.
That is where I do.
You're standing at a reception, you
Yes.
hear someone asking for 8, you're like, there's no way I'm asking for 1.
How now? Even this lady, she was a very beautiful lady. She'll be seated there asking, you guy of 1.
Like, where's
How?
What do you mean 1?
How now? Give me 2.
Let's start with 2.
Let's
You
start
said
with
let's
2.
start with 2. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's fast forward to what is Real Sources Africa doing now? What are you involved in now? Because, I've seen you on the news the last couple of months. Actually, I think the last 1 year. You're doing a lot now in the continent. So you've moved from the prayers you made to God about living. If I wake up tomorrow, then it means I'm going to have the best times in my life. We've moved from you selling, being the quality control consultant for your limestone, touching it to know this is better than this. We've heard the risks you've taken as you were just coming up, and all of this before 25 years old. That is what just blows my mind. And now Real Sources Africa is an established company. I mean, you're doing inter-Africa trade. You're now the what? And I know I'll mess this up. Forgive me in advance. You will correct me. But AFCFTA, have I said it right?
Hey, you got it correct.
It's the cramming.
Yes.
I'm like, how do I? Yeah, so the Africa Continental Free Trade Act, right? That's what it is.
Oh, Africa Continental Free Trade Area.
Free trade area, yes. So you sit in the board of that, and not just that board, but many others. So your life has taken a complete turnaround, or rather, it keeps elevating with all of these roles, and that's because you're very passionate about Africa. But even before we go to what your company is doing now, and perhaps what it's growing into within the scope of the continent, when you're in these spaces, and yes, seeing you in the news and seeing all these launches you have, for the product or for the seats you occupy, how you're serving this continent, and you're now in the limelight, and you will keep going in the limelight. This is just my podcast is just like a tenth of everything you've been on so far. What has that been for you? The experience of being in the limelight, the assumptions maybe people could have made about seeing Felix here. When I hear you say, I blew 20 million, and in my head I'm like, 20 million shia Kenya kana for which currency? What has been thrust into the limelight? What has that experience been like for you? And what are the pros and cons of it?
Okay. Just after I'd got into transport and into it, and deep through it in COVID, I made a couple of mistakes.
Okay.
And I failed miserably. Like, I had now the grandiose failure.
The grandiose shukad.
The grandiose failure.
Uh-huh.
I think that's one of the moments that really got me back into my senses. At my peak of logistics, I had acquired a fleet of 25 prime movers.
25?
Prime movers. They're called prime movers, trailers.
Wow, they're called prime movers?
Yes.
25. You had acquired 25?
Yes.
Okay.
I had another fleet of 10 that was on its way coming in. So my grandiose conversations had led me to over-acquire a lot of debt.
Okay.
And business was tanking because now I'm doing an expansion right in the middle of a COVID conversation. I had all things that looked like they were okay. My model was basically a consolidation. My model is very simple. I had 6 warehouses in Syokimau. I would buy in bulk from manufacturers. Now I had the agreements with manufacturers. And then I'd tell hardware stores that rather than you having to buy dead stock that will sit in your spaces for 2 months before you sell, just tell me what you can consume over 1 week. And then I'll take roofing sheets kidogo, cement, limestone, nails, and I'll consolidate into one truck. But that's enough stock for you to sell for 1 or 2 weeks. And then you pay me as you sell. I'll come every week collecting checks of what you've sold.
Yes.
And as per the agreed price we have. So I was basically one front financing them, as I was also getting credits on the other side, but also pushing a bit of discounted pricing that they would enjoy just working with us. And it was working very well. But then the structures of a company that had 2 trailers and 2 small trucks, or not the same structure that would run a 35 capacity kind of a business. And 2, other than the structures, the capital outflow that was required to maintain that was also a bit high. And also the volume of business needed to keep on generating to sustain that entire flow was actually not there.
Yeah.
And citing the season that we are all in.
Yeah.
But also, I think the skill set and the amount of wisdom I had at that particular time, and I'd say the mindset I had at that particular time, like, what would you tell me if I was able to do all this at, like, I had more trucks at my age. So what...
You had more trucks than your age.
So
like
what
that.
did you tell me?
Yeah.
So also there was that particular kind of mindset, whereby I thought that this was the epitome of where I was going. But one of the reasons why I always prayed and asked God to give me these tracks was I was trying to say that I'll solve the challenge of inter-Africa trade and movement of goods. But then Felix got stuck in that aspect of distribution of cement and limestone there. And in that particular space, I always remember the story of Jonah. See, the Jonah who was swallowed by a fish and dumped in somewhere in Nineveh. That was Felix being swallowed by a fish with his whole logistical company and being told, go back and handle your digital infrastructure to try and connect trade across the continent.
Okay.
And I lost miserably.
Yeah.
From running a company that had an asset base of about 700 million shillings and being all up there, turnovers of 10 million shillings in a day or so, to now having turnovers of 0 in a day. And now not being able to pay for your loans, not being able to pay for your suppliers, and at one point having to deal with auctioneers each and every day. And at that particular time, you're turning 26. And that was one of the hardest times for me in life, which also became one of my best moments in life.
In what way?
The amount of lessons I picked from that entire journey, even if today I went to any lecture hall, that could never replace that. And the amount of zeal, energy, and passion I came out with, and in that entire chaos is when I came to understand what exactly I need to do in this life. And I think the definition of what purpose looks like came out of that particular moment. And just to go back to your question, in that entire madness, and now you're trying to come out and you're trying to say, you know what, I think we can do this again, is when everyone tries to pin you down and saying, just because something did not work out to you, even what you're doing right now will not work out. Secondly, everyone has their own version of what the story looks like. And everyone knows much more about you than you know about yourself. And so there initially was a lot of fear to have done this. It has not worked out. So what will people say? Will they say that this is the same person who did this and did not work out? But God took a lot of courage to say, you know what? The business did not build Felix. Felix built the business.
Ooh.
So it doesn't really matter how many I start, but at the end of the day, I'll keep on going as long as I'm in charge. So I took myself back to the ring. And now, I said, I know how to burn money. I know how to make money.
You've been on both sides of a spectrum.
Yeah. But immediately we started off trying to pilot this ecosystem we are trying to create. Then we needed to streamline a few of the processes because now you thought logistics was the main challenge. Then someone saying aggregation and consolidation was the main challenge. So we got this grand order when we started to supply beans from Ethiopia to Kenya. And everything was amazing. From acquiring financing, going all the way to consolidate from Ethiopia. I consolidated from 70 farmers.
70?
Yes. 40,000 bags.
So this was now you're rising again?
Yes.
How long were you in this ditch?
Almost about a year.
A year?
Almost about a year of trying to rise back again. But no, that stage of going down, 3 months. That when you go down and wake up the following morning and you say, what? I always anchored my story back to that day I woke up. And I always said, if I woke up then and I've woken up today, we are still continuing with this journey.
So you were in that for 3 months?
Yeah.
Only?
Yeah.
And how long did it take you? So what was the 1 year about, the 1 year you talked about?
The 1 year was me trying to figure out what is this ecosystem. Technology is one, but technology is an enabler. What is there to be enabled? Why is a business case? Because I'd learned from the amount of money I'd blown in my software development journey. So I knew I had to start from a business angle, working backwards towards the technology perspective. So this 1 year was one trying to figure out how do I build an entire ecosystem that can support interconnection or can support powering the inter-Africa trade conversation. But also was trying to figure out how do I get all these debtors and creditors off my back.
How'd you do it?
Oh my, you still do it every day.
You still do it every day? But you made massive progress.
We made massive progress. One of the biggest challenge was, you see, if you owe someone money in this market, and then tomorrow morning they see you in the limelight somewhere, it'll be like, wait, this guy is now a billionaire tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we're coming to collect.
Yeah.
The second challenge comes in is that it stops becoming a business conversation, but becomes a personal conversation. And that drives a lot of fear to a lot of entrepreneurs. I can tell you today, if you walk into a scale of 1 to 10 entrepreneurs and give them a platform like what you've given me today, my story is just a drop in the ocean. Business people out here go through hell, and they go through it alone, and most of them don't talk about it. And that's why, if you ask any business person, proper business person, they tell you their best friend is God and Jesus himself. That's the only person who can understand the challenges.
Yeah.
The most spiritual people in this world are entrepreneurs.
Really?
Yes.
Because
every day you walk into tomorrow just by the virtue you survived today. But tomorrow is another day that is coming.
you don't know where the arrows will be coming from.
Yes.
So now, in your case, you're in the limelight. We hear of you, we see you on television, we hear on radio, we read in the papers, we read on social media. So we see your name, we see what you're doing for Africa, in this country as well. So you're out there and you're rising fast. And so, of course, there'll be people who are jealous about that progress. There are people who will, sycophants who will want to come around you, just let me go now, this is the new money guy, the Gen Z director who sits in these boards. Let me go, be around him and, just sycophants, what they do. And then there's the people who look at you through the lens of your past. They're like, oh, he has money now. Ebu now writing this legal note saying 1, 2, 3. So do you stay away from the limelight or do you keep shining? What do you do? How do you navigate that?
That's when you show up.
Ooh, I like that.
I always say this. My failures or my success are mine.
Say that again.
They're not ours to be shared. Those are my experiences. You have yours.
Your failures and your successes are both yours.
Yes. No matter if you want to celebrate my successes, also be willing to be with me in my failures.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, those are my lessons.
Yeah.
And I was meant to learn in that particular perspective.
Yes.
And one thing I always say is, or I've always said, that in this life, you will never get the wisdom that you want to acquire. You will sit down on a couch or sit on a bed somewhere and just sit and wait. You'll have to be in the field and fight with all the other people to get your space. There's a famous quote that power is not given. Others will say power is earned. Others will say power is taken.
Taken, yes.
But in both quotes, there is an action that you have to take. Of either earning it or taking it.
Yes.
In the space that I am in, maybe what it's called an AFCFTA trading company.
Okay.
There are only 5 in the continent at the moment. And from a board perspective, I serve the Micro and Small Enterprise Authority, the famous Nyota conversation. As a board member there. But I also serve at the AFCFTA private sector platform as a board member also. And Nyandarua County Investment Authority as a board member.
Yeah.
So in all these platforms that I've served in, I'd say is 1 or 2 people who looked at my scars and looked at this as an opportunity. Because they knew that there's something I know that someone without those scars doesn't know.
Yeah.
And with the same scars, I've also gotten the same opportunities or different opportunities. So for me, it's what to do with those scars.
Oh, wow. It's what you do with your scars.
If you want to hide them, still okay. If you want to come and say, you know what, I tried this and it didn't work, laugh about it, but come out and say, you know what, but I know how not to get burned.
And know what not to do next.
Not what to do next.
Yes.
And with those guys, that's how I was actually able to get onto the limelight, get my board. The first one was a board membership at the Micro and Small Enterprise Authority. That also gave a few of guys a standoff a little bit. The second one was the Nyandarua County Investment Authority. The third one was the AFCFT Trading Company. Then came the AFCFT Private Sector Platform. But the moment I landed at the AFCFTA, and which was a very funny story, I only saw the Secretary General on TV. I told a gentleman who was just next to him, was my friend, can you seek if the gentleman can give us an appointment? The gentleman said, okay, fine, I'll give you 5 minutes, come to Sankara at 7:15, and then you're done by 7:30. I got there, instead of giving 15 minutes, he gave me 1 hour. And I pitched my lungs out.
You are left breathless.
I pitched, he bought my idea. He told me, fine, you know what, I think we need to have another session. And he introduced me to the other guys at the Secretariat. And this is now His Excellency Wamkelemen. And a few days after that, I told them, let's not talk on call or now virtually. I'm coming to Ghana myself. I went to Ghana. That's how the opportunity about the FCF trading companies was presented.
Yeah.
I took it up. Taking it up, we were all trying to figure out what AFCF trading companies should do.
Yeah.
Drew the concept notes, launched the Trade Connect initiative, started rallying on it, which was also met with a lot of bottlenecks.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, we're here.
We are here.
I always say, show up. You may not have all the answers. I don't have all the answers about inter-Africa trade. I don't. The only thing I have is an answer for today and tomorrow. So let me sort out today and tomorrow. Then the third day will come in and I'll still figure it out.
Wow.
But if we say you sit down and wait for all these grandiose things to happen, right now I don't talk about grandiose.
What you
I
talk
do is today and tomorrow and the day after tomorrow.
So, 72-hour window.
Yes.
Let's deal with what's happening in this window.
In this
Really?
window. The only thing I know, I have the end picture, the full picture.
What does that look like? What's a full picture?
I always say, and maybe someone might kill me if I say this, but I'll just say it. In this life, we all understand what your purpose is in life.
We all understand?
Everyone has their own purpose in life.
Yes.
Or their own ambition in life. Mine is to build an ecosystem that will connect this continent in trade. That is my vision. That is my mission. And that is what I'm here to do.
Yeah.
If I can achieve that in this life, then whoever takes people away can tell them, me, I'm done with whatever I'm doing here. I'm out.
Yeah.
That is what I'm here to do.
But you already started that anyway, because there's lots of incredible things that Real Sources Africa is doing, and you could take us through them. There's 4 things.
Yeah.
Tell us.
So, Real Sources Africa graduated from that Kibandaski. Now, we call it an AFCFTA trading company, and our main role is to support businesses expand out into different markets without the hassle of demand creation, logistical work, access to financing. And at the end of the day, it's as simple as we want you to export or to import and tell you, relax, we got you. Now, our mandate as an AFCFTA trading company is driven with 4 main pillars.
Okay.
One is demand creation, which is market development. Number 2 is aspects to do with aggregation, consolidation, compliance, and aspect to the logistics. Number 3 is access to trade finance, infrastructure financing, investments, and anything to do with the money conversation. Number 4 is capacity building and empowering our SMEs to understand how to export, how to access financing. And finally is digitization and e-commerce. Digitization and e-commerce. Those 5 pillars are what guide what activities we do in Real Sources. Now, I've come with a logistical background, commodity background, but then here, I'm getting into a whole ecosystem shaping.
Yes.
And the first thing we did is that we came up with an initiative called Trade Connect, and our main goal with Trade Connect was trying to see how can we export 1,000 containers over a period of 12 months. Quite ambitious. But our main strategy was, can we first start by understanding what goods are required in the market?
Right.
You know, one of the biggest challenges that we do as businesses, we all want to go to DRC, but we don't ask ourselves, why are we going to DRC? Mm-hmm. Sometimes I've seen traders who will walk out of here with their tea, coffee, and cooking oil, going to DRC, looking for a market. Now, who told you that's what I want? Because most of the time, when you go to those particular markets, you realize that the products you're taking there is maybe required in a different form, maybe different quantities, different qualities. Then you get extremely frustrated and you say that we are not exporting.
Yeah.
But this is the problem. Are you delivering what is required in that particular market?
Okay.
Are you reacting to demand, but are you pushing supply in a market that does not require demand? Because if you're pushing supply in a market that does not have demand, then you'll have to invest in off-taker acquisition, which is demand development, because then you have to train people about your product.
Wow.
Now, how many entrepreneurs have that patience and that working capital to do so?
No.
Very few.
Yeah.
Most of them think that if a boom, land in DRC, everyone will be waiting for my container, poof, poof, out. The second challenge you actually realize in the whole initiative is that deal assurance. Yes, demand, yes, is there. But how can I trust that my counterparty on the other side will pay me if he has to deliver? But how does the counterparty on the other side trust you that if they pay you, you will deliver?
You'll deliver.
That challenge you realize is that we don't have sustainable market presences. Now look at this. We all talk about this grand idea about intercontinental area and stuff. I'm part of it, yes. But let's ask ourselves from an MSME perspective. Does an SME care about an EAC certificate, COMESA, or AFCFTA? Let's be candid. Do you know yourself what that is? The only thing you care about is that I want to export shea butter, or I want to import shea butter from Ghana.
From Ghana to here.
Where can I get it? The rest is theatrics.
Yes.
But at the same time, today, if you walk into your supermarket outlet and find 5 brands of soap, they are all Italian, and there is none that is African, does it mean you'll walk out of that shop or store without soap?
No.
You'll pick whatever you find.
Yeah.
Now, let's think around it. You have China Square that came in here. What brands are they selling there?
Chinese brands.
You have Pandamans. You have Minisos. They are pushing brands from their own countries.
Yes, Asia.
Right?
Chinese, Japan, yes.
So what is this rocket science that we have with Africa that we cannot set up an Africa Mart in Nigeria or in Rwanda that will be used as a distribution center from a retail perspective of our local brands? Now let's look at the dynamics. Look at how Chinaman came into this country. The first thing was that they came, identified Kamau, Chege, Mwangi, Ochieng, Atieno, took them to India, took them to China, told them, I can actually make your pen, written Kamau pens.
Yes. Yes.
Right? So they came back here, they scrapped every tax, every challenge, every compliance issue. And they brought the product here. Because the first place is that they are collaborating. Right? Because there's value. I'm getting value if I sell or I import. I'm getting value when I sell.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So they cleared everything and they started pushing volumes locally.
Yes.
Then the guy up in China realized that no, he took the time to learn how Kamau was selling, where he was selling, what were the margins that he was making in the entire chain, right? And then he himself came to learn. But when he came to learn, others decided that I can actually import raw materials and do production here. And because Kamau's margins are very good or very nice, why do I have Dread Kamau enjoy all that profit and the manufacturer? So most of them came in here and started production, right?
Wow.
And as they started production, they edged out quite a number of players in the space because now they had access to the retailers, right? But some of them decided, we may not have the capability to manufacture here. Why don't we go to a notch higher of investing in the retail outlets and see, can we set up our own distribution centers?
Wow. And they did.
Okay?
Yeah.
Which they did.
Yeah.
Now, you remember our guys who are in River Road, they are complaining that now, where there is no need of going to China because goods are already delivered where?
Yes.
Here. But what did you do for them? You cleared the tax and compliance matters because you are the ones who are bringing the product. They understood the demand and conversation of supply. Then they customized your product on the fit of what you wanted. So if you want cheap, we produce cheap. We quality cheap. They will into it. But what does that do? They kill your manufacturers.
Yes.
Here. And the job creation that you want, that your manufacturers are struggling with, they cannot keep up because the cost of production is high here. Based on what? Volume. It's all a volume conversation. Because if I can make 1% or 5% and produce 1 million pieces, it is enough. But if I'm making 5% and produce 10 pieces, it is not enough.
Yeah.
So that's why they are able to play the volume card. Because out of a 1.3 billion population, and not make it very clear, there is nothing called a 1.3 billion market in Africa. That's a population. We have a population,
People, yes.
but we don't have a market. The market does not belong to us, and that's true fact. And that creates my third challenge I realized, which is, do we have sustainable market presence within the region that will be used as our distribution fulfillment? Because as much as e-commerce is there, what is e-commerce supporting? There has to be a backbone, which is either a distribution center that e-commerce will plug in where collections can be done. And as much as we're talking about e-commerce, if e-commerce really is the next frontier, and I'm not disagreeing, it is. But what is the backbone handling e-commerce? Why should China come up and set up China squares in your entire continent if really e-commerce is the next champion of? They should be seated pushing Alibaba conversation only.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, my fourth challenge that we realized is that we can all talk about trade, but we have very few people who can execute a transaction. But policy work, how inter-Africa trade, numbers, opportunity, and that one we know how to talk about it. But tell that guy ship one container from Nairobi to Kampala, doesn't have a clue. And those are the people we are waiting to push the Continental Free Trade Area, or the East Africa Community, or the commercial conversation to the next level. We have knowledge about trade, but we don't have the skill on how to transact. So with these 4 gaps, we went back and realized, okay, how do we sort out this mess?
Yes.
And the lowest hanging fruit was a trust conversation that we need to first solve. We realized that generally today, I'll use you an example. If I was to send you to a market, say, let me just use even a different continent. Let me use the US. And tell you, you've gone to the US to look for an opportunity to expand in that particular market as a Kenyan. Which is the first point, landing point, would you go to seek for information about the American market?
It depends on what it is I'm looking for.
Yes. You're looking to transact in the US.
Yes.
Where do you feel more comfortable to go?
Where? In the US?
Like to seek for information about that market.
Probably at our embassy.
Exactly.
Oh yeah? I'm right.
That's the first place you go to.
Yes.
And the reason you go to the embassy is because you trust that the word that will come from the embassy
It's legitimate.
is legitimate.
Yeah.
You feel that is home for you.
Yes.
Now, for someone who is in the US, who's trying to get information from Kenya, will also work with the same embassy.
Yes.
Averagely, Kenya as a country has about 70 embassies. They collect an average of about 3,500 inquiries per month. Inquiries touching on investments, financing, labor, commodities, government support or government relations, and have I mentioned financing? Financing. But there was no any way to be able to capture these inquiries, validate, and track these inquiries all the way to execution. And we realized the lowest hanging fruit that we could sort out our demand creation problem and our trust conversation is if we leveraged embassies and converted our embassies to become centers of economic diplomacy. Because define economic diplomacy, it is demand and supply. So how can we first use the embassies to understand what does your market require? Now, how can we as a country reconfigure our production on the basis of what your market requires? Then if we are receiving, for example, 300 inquiries on tea from your market, then it means there's demand for tea there. But we need to ask ourselves, what form of tea is required? Who is the current supplier there? What price are they giving the tea to you at?
Yeah.
Then we work backwards. We see, is there an opportunity if we were to price it at this particular point to come to your market?
Yeah.
Then we go to a second tier. If it is an issue of policy, customs, and all kind of stuff, now government comes in and says, we need to push this policy or this bilateral between these two countries because we have seen there is demand. But if we don't start off at that particular point, we'll be shooting in the dark. Because today we will be pushing for this market, the other market, but really we do not have a data-driven perspective. I've heard people talk about West Africa and about tea. Did you know that in West Africa, it's not a tea market?
No, it's not.
They're not used to our normal, the way you take tea in the morning.
Yeah.
For them, more or less, it's a porridge and such kind of
Yes.
product market. So, but we're saying we are targeting West Africa tea, but we don't want to invest in building the capacity for them to offtake the tea itself. If today you go to DRC market, it's fresh milk, it's more or less a lot of milk powder is consumed there. South Sudan, milk powder. Egg yolk powder in Zambia. But today, if there's a big market in DRC, talk about shoe polish, talk about, let me give you dynamics. DRC as a market, there's a lot of electricity penetration that is starting up right now, which is not as big as maybe Kenya is. So there'll be demand for candles, there'll be demand for solar-powered products. Simple as that. It's a rainforest. So insecticides, mosquito nets, mosquito coils will be in demand.
Wow.
Right? Education is starting to penetrate in a big way there. So low-priced pen and stationery will be in high demand. Right? Higher. Talk about a market like the South Sudan area going upwards. Same thing applies. So you get that some of the basic products that as a country here, we actually take for granted. Even things like matchboxes, high demand.
Wow.
But you see, the only way you understand this
Yeah.
is if you're on the ground, you understand what they want, then you reconfigure your supply
Yes.
based on the actual demand. Now, we used these embassies, or we came up with a platform by the name Biashara Link Portal, which we just rolled out about 3 weeks ago, in partnership with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And I can say that in the next couple of months, when you walk into any Kenyan embassy and say you're looking for tea from Kenya, that inquiry will be match made instantly with all the current existing tea exporters for them to respond to those inquiries instantly without any kind of delay that comes in the middle. Because at the moment, what has been happening, or what was happening before, is that you walk to the embassy, so you're looking for tea, you're told, give me your company profile, give me a letter, it is sent to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. From Foreign Affairs, it is sent to the Ministry of Trade. From Trade, it is sent to the Chamber of Commerce. It takes you an average of 3 weeks before getting any kind of response. The only thing you're looking for is either an investment opportunity, a trading opportunity, a service, financing, or even labor opportunities are out there, or even government support.
Yeah.
But how are we able to track that particular inquiry? And how can we derive data from this that will help us make informed decisions
Yes.
on exactly what we're doing?
Yeah.
So the second thing that we came up with is a platform by the name of the Deal House. Now we realized that you've captured the inquiry. But how do we support execution? Because the problem is not capturing, you've captured. Now, what do you do with it? The Deal House broke down a 6-step process of, yes, inquiry capture and validation. This is where you understand what that inquiry pertains, and if the person making the inquiry is a legitimate and executive party. So having integrated with a few banks, a few KYC companies, we're able to do that. But the second step, which is the most important step, is the structuring. You see, you've received an inquiry about tea, but I need to be able to understand you who is making the inquiry of tea. Are you seeking for information or are you ready to transact? You see, someone who says, I am looking for tea, someone who is ready to buy, and someone who's sourcing for information, they come in the same language. You see, if I tell you today, I'm looking for tea, you will send me directly to the person who supplies tea by the virtue that you believe I am ready to transact.
Yes.
But very few people ask themselves, do you have the capacity to buy? Proof of funds. Have you been in this space? Are you a new person? Are you a newbie in this space? Tell me more about what you're looking for. Because I can either guide you with enough information to be able to make an informed decision tomorrow to buy when you're ready. Or if you're ready, I can now match make you with the right counterparty who can supply you with the tea. Unfortunately, most of our e-commerce platforms don't do that. Now, what we do with the deal house, we're able to generate two documents. If you're ready to transact, we create what we call a structured deal sheet.
Okay.
A structured deal sheet is an information template about your demand or your supply of the product you're either seeking to sell or seeking to buy. But at the same time, we create more or less a well-documented aspect that can go as an information brief to you who is a supplier of this particular service, or you who is a buyer.
Yes.
To understand that I have the capacity to either buy or have the capacity to supply. But if you are not able to, we give you what we call an information pack that gives you demand and supply chain dynamics, that gives you an inquiry gap analysis that tells you, look at this, we know you're looking for tea, but let's first give information about the tea itself. This is the price range, this is where you can buy from, these are the customs procedures, these are everything that, including the customs aspects.
Wow.
Because if we want to make AFCFTA work, we have to break it down to what you do. If you are an exporter of tea, then you need to understand compliance aspects of tea. But if I give you one big document, you even confuse me further. But if today I tell you Nigeria, it is 5% for tea, maybe 2% for something, or this is the way it's graduating, you've given me knowledge that is relevant to me.
Yes.
Because I have an interest in tea. So if you break that down to smaller SMEs to understand what that pertains for me in a certain market and based on my product, then you have demystified the AFCFTA to them owning it, because the AFCFTA is not about the secretariat. The AFCFTA is you and me as we transact.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
So the deal house, after structuring, we're able to move it to the next level, which is matchmaking. Now, in partnership with different data agencies, we've been able to create a database of entities that are in commodities, that are in financing, that are in services, that are in labor, that are in government kind of support, and that are in financing. So once that inquiry leaves the structuring stage, I am guaranteeing these guys in the matchmaking field that these inquiries have a 90% execution rate.
Wow.
Because the biggest challenge is that we get into what we call an execution fatigue. If today I told you that about tea every day, tomorrow I have a supply of tea, you're gonna order. Okay, let me use the right word. You're gonna deal. You're gonna deal your chai. You know? Chai, Pakistan, nimeongea na supplier. And everyone says vile wameongea na kila mtu. Nimeongea na supplier, nimeongea na wao, tumepangana. Hii mzigo ikiingia, kuna LC itapatikana. Everyone talks the same language. But let me shock you. The person who's telling you that is middleman number 7, somewhere down the line there. And we try to realize, how can we cut this entire gap? How can we matchmake these entities with credible inquiries? But why don't we also take care of the people who are not ready to transact, but they're seeking for information?
Yes.
Because it doesn't mean they're bad people.
Yeah.
The only thing they say, they're not ready.
Yeah.
From matchmaking, we go to execution, which on execution, we'll be able to bring in a few banks. At the moment, we've brought in aspects to the escrow payment infrastructure, whereby we want to secure the monies that are being paid for the inquiry. So every inquiry opens a wallet for that specific inquiry that is executed on the terms. Now, before I even go to execution, there's a step I've missed a bit, which is called the deal room. Which makes the platform called the deal house.
Yes.
The deal room is where now we negotiate, and the output of that particular negotiation, you can negotiate with 10 people on the same transaction. The output is a term sheet. Now, this term sheet is what goes to execution. And in the execution, is where the escrow payment infrastructure, in partnership with a few banks we have at the moment, comes into play. We track the execution of your entire inquiry. The payment cycle as per the milestones of what you agreed on the term sheet are what are implemented there. And basically goes all the way to the completion and the closure of that particular matter in case anything or the entire transaction is closed. But if in case anything comes up, we partner with the kind of dispute agencies, the like of Nairobi Center for National Arbitration. We look at ICCs to be able to handle your matters and support you to be able to sort out your issues. But the beauty of it is one, if you are within the ecosystem and within the milestones, you're negotiating when your money is still being held in the ecosystem as you sort of the disputes.
Yeah.
Now, that is the deal house. But now, we went a notch further. We realized the challenge is structuring. And I told you we have a challenge of the knowledge gap.
Yeah.
So we came up with a curriculum called Deal Stewardship.
Okay.
So you see the same way you have insurance brokers?
Yes.
We said, how can we create professionals who understand how to structure transactions?
Yeah.
At the moment, we've been able to pilot a cohort of about 40 young guys.
Okay.
And their main role is structuring. They understand demand, they understand compliance, they understand supply. Sector specifics. They understand how to negotiate, how to handhold and babysit an inquiry from inception all the way to execution. And basically, as we are trying to, make this work technologically, you will never replace human interface. And in Africa, we like talking, we like conversing, we like to talk. And that's their main role. Their main role is to guide and steward the transaction. To make sure that all parties involved are able, one, to be responsible with the kind of feedback they give, and they're actually guiding the transaction to make sure that their main KPI, which is closure of transaction, is actually met. The last time we had a guest in our office, His Excellency came into the office, and he came and saw the deal stewards, and I can confirm that I am a grandpa, because now there I'm the oldest.
Oh, you're the oldest now in your office?
No, in my office I'm the oldest.
So everyone is 18 to 22?
Yes.
Oh,
no,
really?
to 29.
29?
No,
You're the oldest?
I'm the oldest.
You're 29, so 18 to 29.
But you see, that has made me look at young people from a very different lens.
Yeah.
These guys understand. But we understand what needs to be done. But the only thing that is required is a little bit of stewardship.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of guidance. And I always say this, our seniors carry the experience, they carry the wisdom. We as the young guys carry the speed, innovation, and the energy.
Yeah.
Which most of our seniors don't have.
Yeah.
If we can bring these two components together, that is the only way we'll be able to build ecosystems that will outlive you and outlive me.
Yeah.
Because you took the innovation, you took the speed, but then the wisdom that came in to guide the entire process. I'll shock you, the process flow that I've just mentioned to you today was created by a 22-year-old person in my office.
What you've explained?
Yes.
Wow, 22-year-old?
Yes.
He thought about it and...
said, this is a challenge. No, we need to implement.
Wow.
Initially, when he started, we had a process flow that was 18 steps. We had to keep on slashing and seeing what value in it.
Wow.
The same teams have created the standard operating procedures. Yes, as young as they may look.
Yes.
Look, they've created the procedures, how to do it. We pilot, we test. For me, in that office, as I said, I'm a grandpa. I'll come in a show and say that this is what Real Sources is doing.
Yeah.
But I'm just one component, one very tiny component at Real Sources. But behind me, there's a whole ant of young people who are trying to crunch those numbers and make things happen.
Wow.
But it's just because they have a vision and ambition, and they're there to push the conversion even further.
Yeah.
And I cannot do this without them, to be honest. It's not possible. I am the brain, they are the engine, and they're everything else. So basically, and that kind of partnership is what I've seen as an output.
Yeah.
Or the output of that kind of partnership is what we are seeing today.
Yeah.
We'll walk into platforms and say Real Sources, AFCF, Trading Company, but then I'm only one part of it.
Wow.
And I think being able to lead such kind of a team has been today one of my greatest achievements, I'd say. And the lessons that they come up with, and sometimes you just sit and listen and try and think around, okay, where is the gap? If you're keen enough to look at it, you will see it. But if you don't have the mindset of trying to keenly analyze what that communication is all about, you may not be willing to see it.
Yeah.
And you get into issues, but later, we all come in together
Yes.
and align.
So I want you to look into that camera, hoping you're on a close-up, and speak to Gen Zs. I have a big heart for Gen Zs in this continent, in this country as well. In as much as, yes, and you're right, innovative, speed, agility, they're able to turn things around, you know, they have that. And the elder ones, I should be pointing here, but I'm like, no, those ones, the elder ones, bring in the wisdom and the guidance, and they can handhold. But then you find there are people also who take advantage of our Gen Zs and misguide and disown them when they achieve whatever purpose they have, and especially in the political arena. We see that a lot, not just in Kenya, but across Africa. The people being used to not grow the continent is that demographic. But then when you sit with them one-on-one, like I've sat with you here today, you realize, man, like these are the things that if only they had a voice, somebody would be able to listen and know what to do with these ideas. Same to what you have done with your deal stewards back at your office at Real Sources. So I want you to speak to Gen Zs, you being one of them. You being one of them.
Yes.
You being one who is sitting on Continental boards, you know, government boards. Boards at continental level, you who has just, you know, you've gone through bankruptcy, auctioneers, you name it, picked yourself up a couple of times. You who's incredibly competitive with your siblings, and you said, I'm a bit better than all of you combined. I mean, man, and that's what I was saying to Jacob when we met you, like, as in, that this Gen Z needs to be sat with other Gen Zs. But before we get there, this camera is your Gen Zs that you're talking to. As in, we won't get to now too. But now, of course, maybe English, because they're all over Africa. They're all over Africa. I really just need you to take your time with them. And if we do our small part, where even if one of them just grasps what you're saying and just feels like, yeah, after listening to Felix, I can move on, then we'll have done our part. I always say, I don't need many, in as much as God brings many to consume this content. But if one can write to me or to you and say, man, thank you, then I feel like, yeah, great. So
I think to my fellow Gen Z.
Fellow Gen Zs, you are Gen Z.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest lessons I've learned so far is just saying it's okay to not having it work now. You know, that ambition, that vision, that goal that you have, it may not always work out today. And it's okay. It's okay to have things not working today. It's okay to just have that idea that will be shut down tomorrow. It's okay not knowing even what you want to do. It's okay. And the reason it's okay is because that's part of the journey. It's part of growth. Not knowing is actually part of growth, because that's the opportunity that is created for you to figure things out. One of my lessons has been, in that particular dark moment, in that particular moment whereby you are not figuring things out, it's an opportunity for you to see the light. You'll not be able to figure out if there is light, if there is no darkness in the first place. My take is this. Take that goal, take that ambition, try it out, take the failure, take the meanings that come into life, take it as it is. It is yours. It is not meant to be anyone else. It is yours. Take it with courage, the same way you take success. Take failure, the same kind of courage. But don't lose it up. Just keep going. A day will come, a time will come, whereby you look back and say, you know what? Those were lessons that I was picking up along the way, and the courage that I have today was only derived from those particular opportunities that I created through the challenges I went through. Myself, I'm only an example of many. I don't consider myself special in any way. The only thing that distinguishes me from maybe most is I don't quit. We'll close that door, I'll look for a window. We'll shut that window, I'll blow up the entire building. And that is the ambition that we have as Gen Zs. And it is not bad to have that. It's not bad to want something so bad. The only thing is, do you have the consistencies to want or to receive what you want that bad? And finally, I believe that with faith, and as you define faith, is believing that which is yet to become as if it is for you to become. So believe that that enterprise you're trying to set up will become, because that vision you have, or that vision that you have, when you badly want it to. Keep the faith, keep the fire, and that is the only way that that will become. That's all for me.
I like that. What are your weaknesses?
Oh, weaknesses. Sometimes I'm told I don't listen.
You too?
I'm told I'm overambitious, or I'm told I don't listen sometimes.
By your mentors? By your teachers?
Yeah, sometimes they get extremely mad at me because they'll be like, Felix, we told you not to do it. I'm like, how would I have figured it out if I'm not there in the first place? Actually, I have a couple of mentors. One of them is a gentleman called Mr. James Murray. He's the chairman of the Micro and Small Enterprise Authority.
Okay.
He gets mad at me. We sit in the same boat still. So he'll wake up once and say, Felix, he'll make too much noise. Then he'll come down and say, you know what, okay, let's just try it out. But having such kind of people at the end of the day helps you move from one step to another.
Yeah.
But also, there's a common saying, show me 5 of your friends and I'll tell you a summary of who you are. If you walk with 5 rich people, I can assure you you'll be the 6th rich person.
Oh.
You walk with 5 madmen, I can explain who you'll be next.
If you walk with 5 madmen, you'll be the 6th madman.
So, as much as we will all walk in packs or in groups of Gen Zs, just look at that 1 or 2 mentors who will hold you to where you want to go.
Yes.
Because as I said, they have been there. We have not been there.
Yeah.
So sometimes being able to get someone to hold you who's already been there saves you a lot of time and a lot of energy.
Yeah. When we first met, you said to me your best friend is 67 years old.
He's the one.
Literally, your best friend.
He's old.
Who? You mentioned him.
Yes.
Oh, Mr. James?
Yeah, Mr. James is my friend.
Wow.
Yes.
So a 29-year-old and a 67-year-old. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Do you challenge him in any way?
Yeah.
You do?
A lot.
Okay.
And, when we circle back and we'll be having these conversations of exactly how do we do this, what not to do. Sometimes he'll tell me not to do something, and I'll just put it in here and let it exit here, and then he'll find me already done whatever he said not to. Sometimes it works.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't work out. But what happens when you have such kind of people is if something does not work out, you have someone who will tell you, know what, it's okay. It has not worked out, but pick yourself up. Let's go back to work.
Yeah.
And just knowing that you have someone who's got your back, it doesn't look at the failures and the challenges and all that kind of stuff, but says, you know what, I think he's still going to make it at any given time.
Yeah.
I think having just one person, and having 1 or 2,
yes.
2, you're very lucky.
True.
Having 1,
yeah.
you're lucky. Because there are so many people who don't have such kind of people in life.
You're so lucky to have one at this age. Yeah, you'll go far.
Thank you.
I have one last segment for you. So it's called Would You Rather? So you select one of the rathers.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see what's here. Would you rather go back to the moment that changed your career in 2020? Or would you rather jump 20 years ahead to see the impact you've built?
I think I'd go ahead.
Oh.
Yes.
Forward looking always.
Forward looking always.
There's nothing to look back at.
No.
It's just lessons.
You collect the lessons and move.
Okay. So you'd rather be 20 years ahead looking back at, we built this.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather fly economy with Barack Obama or fly first class with Julius Malema?
I'll do first class with Julius Malema.
Why?
I believe in that Pan-African vibe that he brings out.
Mm-hmm.
And me being one of them, and also flying first class. Like I'll meet Julius Malema and also other first class.
Okay.
It's a networking opportunity also.
Okay.
But Julius Malema for me,
Uh-huh.
I think the Pan-African spirit, that zeal, that energy,
Yeah.
and basically you can categorize him as a Gen Z in one or another.
So he's one of your boys,
Yes.
Gen Z over there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather work from a quiet mountain lodge or a busy city cafe?
A quiet mountain lodge.
Figure that. Would you rather spend a day quietly walking through Gikomba Market, talking to traders, or a day sitting inside a high-level trade meeting about Africa's future?
Gikomba.
You didn't even wait.
Gikomba, let me tell you, when you sit down with those traders, they're the real traders. They'll tell you exactly what's happening. You understand a lot of dynamics by just sitting down with those guys in Gikomba.
Okay.
When you're talking about issues about customs
Yeah.
at the boardroom,
Yeah.
there's someone who has a partnership with a custom or clearing agent across border. They have their own arrangement. You're there waiting for policy work on the other side.
Would you rather read business biographies or books about history and culture?
Business any day, anytime.
Yeah.
Biographies.
You're writing a book.
Yes, I'm writing one.
Tell us about
The
it.
title is called Driven, actually.
Oh, Driven.
Yes.
Okay.
It's coming out towards the end of the year. But basically, it's a journey of all the things I've done so far, and also collection of the lessons that I've learned so far.
Yeah.
I think it'll be quite an interesting read.
Yeah.
I think today we just give a whole summarized version of it,
Yeah.
but then you'll find a much in-depth aspect of of
Yeah.
my journey in the book.
So end of the year when you're still 29.
Yes, around August there.
Oh, August is here. So there'll be a grandiose book launch.
Of course.
Of course. You're talking to Mr. Chege here.
Of course.
Okay. That just went into the book. It would have been a good place to close, but I have one last would you rather.
Yes.
This one I think is a bit obvious, but hey. Would you rather spend an evening listening to young people talk about their big dreams or older leaders talk about the lessons they learned along the way?
Young guys with their dreams.
Young guys with their dreams. Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful you made time for us today.
Thank you so much for
Thank you for
inviting.
sparing this, your entire Saturday morning,
Yep.
when you could have been serving the rest of the continent. You just came and had this conversation to just give us a glimpse of who you are.
I think for me, it's always an opportunity. If you can inspire one or two people, just I would keep on going.
Yeah,
I think that's what life is meant to be.
yeah,
I think these lessons are meant to be given to share, or we experience to share.
yeah,
And that's a good way to spend a Saturday morning.
yeah.
Yeah.
We look forward to having you again.
Thank you so much.
If Elizabeth can find time for us on your calendar. I'm looking at Elizabeth. But thank you for being here, sir. Thank you so much. And thank you for tuning in. Until the next incredible African story, we shall see you next week. This episode is in partnership with Novotel Nairobi Westlands,